I do need to change my ads. There we go. What's up, Vector Flare? Clam. Respected you. Coffee. Pee-wee. Hello. Stupid person. No story mode. Not today. Not today, Brain Ball. What's up, though? Clam. Parkour Civilization is my reason for existing. Then this might be your favorite stream of all time. What's up, Hugh Jasmine? My membership ended. Win story mode? Probably not today, but I have to do some homework with, and by homework I mean I have to watch Parkour Civilization. And I was about to watch it, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I share this beautiful first time experience with all of you? Palpers has a mustache? No, I don't. Palper YT, formerly known as Palpers Live. You can just call me Palper. That's just my name. Palper is not available on Minecraft. So, love from India, bro. Thank you. Appreciate that. Parkour Civilization is actually entertaining. I'm looking forward to it. Someone gift 100 so I can get my member back. What a great idea. Let me actually here. Sub count. Let me put this on. You know what? I'm actually cool with that same sub goal. If I hit this sub goal somehow, some way, I'll start story mode episode 2 tonight. How about that? Let me turn on my shit on. It's gonna be kind of hard to see, but that's alright. Shit's always gonna be a little bit scuffed. What's up, Lemon? Oh, Palper, how are you? I'm pretty good, John. Thank you. What's good? What happened to Minecraft story mode? Nothing happened to it. I just didn't play it. Now, if we hit that handy dandy sub goal, that might change tonight. But if not, it'll happen later. I'm gonna still call you Palpers. That's fine. That's fine. I did it. I changed for algorithmic reasons. Over or under $50 revenue for the stream? Oh, that's a good question. Cooking with Sanji? Is someone's name Cooking with Sanji? That's insane. I like your videos. You're more honest and you respond to chat. Well, I respond to chat because I'm still a bit of a small streamer. If I became a big streamer, I'd forget about every single one of you. You should please get the back rooms. I already have. We just didn't finish. If the Pampers issue is solved, will you change your name back because Palper isn't as good? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if it was solved, then I could do a lot of things, but what's up, KMC? I want to keep my thing on over here. So it's a nice source of light. There's a second full movie of Parkour Civilization you need to watch after? No shot. No, there isn't. We stream with Vivly soon. Vivly's on vacation. So not doing, I'm physically, literally, poetically, theoretically, metaphorically unable to play with him for the time being. But yeah, no, like I was saying, the purpose of this stream, I didn't announce it or anything. I was just like, well, I gotta watch Parkour Civilization, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I don't have anything else planned for today. So why not just go ahead and pop this? And the second one is a B. It's not by the same guy though, is it? If it's not by the same guy, it's not gonna hit the same. You know? It is the same guy? Really? Oh, what? PvP civilization? Oh! I didn't even know there was a second one. That's hilarious. How did I not know that? I somehow never knew that. That's funny. That is funny. I've never heard of Parkour Civilization. What is this? It is the YouTube series that is taking the world by storm. Please start watching. My attention span can't handle this. Give it like 2 more minutes and then I'll start. Okay, swag. Nice. Would you take the beef or the chicken? Going into it, I think beef. I only know about this stuff from the memes. So, in my mind, I see no reason to go for the chicken. But, we'll have to see. We will have to see, indeed. I've heard many things. So, I'm very excited going in. You gotta watch both movies now that you know. I don't have time to watch both. I only got time to watch the first one. Can't stay for long, but I hope you have. I don't know what you hope for me to have, Lemon, but I appreciate it anyway. An awesome stream. Thank you. Do you plan to do Dwellers for Halloween? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do. Not Halloween Day. No, probably not unless I have something scheduled ahead of time. But I will do Dweller stuff for October, obviously. All right. Let's hop into it. Let's just see how it goes. What's my favorite Dweller? Probably the hide and seek guy I like a lot. He's cool. All right. I gotta watch this. I've never seen it before. Let me know how the volume sounds. I'm just gonna pop it on. We'll get started.
Let's go. Open up. It's time for Parkour.
I've only seen this part.
For my mandatory...
You have an ad? What? Do I not have ads off? Damn. Sorry. Some of y'all are gonna get ads. All right, here we go.
Parkour check. Let's get this over with.
You're late. You know the deal. You can do the 1-block jump for the raw chicken, or you can attempt the 1-block vertical jump for the beef.
How's the volume sound? Do I need to turn it up, turn it down? Let me know when I get this, while we get this meme intro out of the way. Hello, what's up, random lean? Oh, shoot. Up, turn it up, gotcha.
You're in Parkour Civilization.
Let's run it back. I'm gonna put it as high as I can.
Let's go. Open up. It's time for Parkour.
All right, time for my mandatory Parkour check. Let's get this over with.
You're late. You know the deal. You can do the 1-block jump for the raw chicken, or you can attempt the 1-block vertical jump for the beef.
How's that? Up, down? Good? Good. Down by 20%, a little bit more down. All right, let's go like right here. Run it back one more time.
Let's go. Open up. It's time for Parkour.
All right, time for my mandatory Parkour check. Let's get this over with.
You're late. You know the deal. You can do the 1-block jump for the raw chicken, or you can attempt the 1-block vertical jump for the beef.
How that sounding? Chill? Down by 10%? Oh my gosh.
You're in Parkour.
Let's go. Open up.
All right.
It's time for Parkour.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's run it. I'm getting tired of waiting. Let's do it.
Let's go. Open up. It's time for Parkour.
All right, time for my mandatory Parkour check. Let's get this over with.
You're late. You know the deal.
I've not
you
seen
can do
past
the
this
1-block
intro.
jump for the raw chicken, or you can attempt the 1-block vertical jump for the beef.
Here in Parkour Civilization, no one chooses to jump for the beef. It's better to be safe and do the 1-block jump for the chicken rather than risk your entire life for just half a hunger bar more.
Tomorrow, you better not.
I have no idea how
or
deep
you'll
this
be doing
goes.
2-block jumps as punishment.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I won't be late next time. Down here, us parkour noobs only get fed once a day. One piece of raw chicken is just enough to get you to the next day. But that's the life of parkour civilization. If you want to survive, you have to parkour. Every parkour noob has the same goal, and that's to make it to the top layer where all the parkour pros live. Except most parkour pros are born on the top layer. If you're a parkour noob, there's only one way up, and that is through the Temple of Parkour.
Okay.
The Temple of Parkour is the only structure in the world that combines the bottom layer to the top layer. To make it up, you have to do an impossibly hard parkour course that no parkour noob has ever completed. And that's assuming you even get the chance to complete the course.
How are you supposed to
Inside
do it
of
on
the
no
temple
hunger?
is protected by a barrier, and the only way a parkour noob gets past the barrier is if they've earned a ticket. I've never even tried getting a ticket before, but if I'm gonna rank up to a parkour pro one day, I'm gonna have to. In my neighborhood, pretty much everyone has fallen into the void and died, except for the guy who lives right next to me. He's been my neighbor for 5 years. No! Why did he try going for the beef? Well, I guess I have to change my statement. I now
You
live
can't
in
go
this
for the
neighborhood
beef.
alone.
We
In
know
Parkour
this.
Civilization, only parkour pros are allowed to break or place blocks. For parkour noobs, it's strictly prohibited.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I found that out the hard way. A while ago, I was
What's up,
searching around
Alpina?
and I somehow stumbled upon an oak log. No one has seen an oak log in years since trees don't exist in Parkour Civilization. So I had to try to take it.
Stop right now.
Oh no.
You really thought you could break that without me noticing? What, were you gonna try to cheat?
This guy's a
parkour?
noob.
Sir, I didn't try to cheat. I just thought it would be super rare and I wanted to collect it.
Stop talking. Give me 2 jumps now.
2 jumps in a row? Okay, sorry sir, I'll do it right now.
You know what? You seem a little too happy about 2. Let's make it 3.
Okay, I'll do 3.
You know what? Now let's make it 4 jumps in a row.
4 in a row? Come on.
Quit yapping,
In
bro.
Parkour
Get to it.
Civilization, It should be no surprise that all punishments were just more forms of parkour. And that was the last time I ever tried breaking a block.
You're lucky you got a light punishment. Don't forget, you're at the bottom. So
You're
follow
not
the
dead?
rules.
Never
It's safe to
never
say
even
that
got
if you're
close
at
to
the bottom
dying.
level of Parkour Civilization, it's not exactly the best. But not everything in Parkour Civilization is that bad. For example, I was able to use parkour to buy the biggest house in the neighborhood. In Parkour Civilization, literally everything is parkour, and that means parkour has replaced money.
Welcome. Choose which house you want to buy.
It's pretty nice. In Parkour Civilization, all you have to do to buy anything is just make more parkour jumps. I'm not really sure why or how parkour works as a currency, but all I know is I basically bought a 2-story house for free. Somehow when I was buying my house, I convinced
Okay.
myself to go for the ladder jump to buy the bigger house. In Parkour Civilization, parkour
So
jump-
wait, that's all you need to do is hit these parkour jumps and you get a house? This is like free for me. My boyfriend and I took edibles last night to watch this movie High. You had to watch Parkour Civilization High. That sounds like an insane ride.
convinced myself to go for the ladder jump to buy the bigger house. In Parkour Civilization, parkour jumps with trickier items like ladders are worth more. That's why this jump basically bought me a mansion.
No way. Thank you for buying the big house. Let me take you right to it. Just follow me.
Let's go. This is awesome. I just bought my first house.
Okay.
All houses in Parkour Civilization are pre-built, and they all have one thing in common. It's a requirement that every single house has a parkour jump inside to get to your bed. This is a way to make sure everyone in Parkour Civilization parkours everywhere they go.
Of course.
Even inside the house.
Of course, of
So,
course.
this is the neighborhood you'll be living in. You're the only 2-story house here. So if you follow me, I'll give you a house tour.
This is so sick. That ladder jump literally made me the richest one in the neighborhood.
As you can see,
No one in the
you have a
neighborhood
jump
is-
on the top floor.
He
and
lives with a
jump
bunch
on
of
the bottom floor.
jabronis.
Let me show you the upstairs, and then the house is all yours.
All right. I mean, everything looks good. I just have to do this jump to my bed. Yeah, I think I got everything figured out.
Perfect. Last thing, I just need to check if your parkour jump is good.
How are you supposed to check if it's good? Wait, what the? Did this guy for real just jump off? I'm really...
What the hell was that?
How are you supposed to check?
Bro, this guy sucks.
Good. Wait, what the? Did this guy for real just jump off?
I'm way too sober to
I'm really
understand
confused.
this.
Is he alive?
You guys need to
Why would
lock
he
in.
Do that.
All right.
I'm
just wanted
completely
to
sober.
confirm that your house is ready to move in. The guy
Oh,
did in fact die.
they get
so
instant
everything
replacements,
should be
okay.
good.
That guy seriously died?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's a part of the job. Enjoy your house.
How is that a part of the job? What? No one really remembers how Parkour Civilization started. Most of the parkour noobs down here at least think that the parkour pros were the ones who started it. But the truth is, I think I was the one who started it. For some reason, I can't remember the best, but I'm pretty sure this is how the story went. Yo, see what? Yo, hello? Bro, you think I could get a diamond real quick? I was mining for like 3 hours and I only found 2 diamonds. I just want to make a diamond pickaxe.
Sorry. Don't have any to spare.
Bro, come on, don't be like that. You were
So
literally...
is this like a clip from like the world from like before like the parkouring? Is that it? I see. So this is okay. Like before, like the big parkour event turned everything into parkour.
Just holding one. Dude, just give me one and I'll pay you back later. I just need a pickaxe.
All right, fine. Give me 1 second. If you want a diamond, you gotta give me something. All right, watch out. Back up for 1 second. Look, if you can make this 4-block jump, I'll pay you 1 diamond.
Make this 4-block jump. Wait, why? Why are you gonna pay me to do parkour? What do you even gain from this?
I don't know. I've just never seen anyone do it before. I'd pay to see it done.
Okay, I'll take the offer. Oh, this is so annoying. All right, just give me a second. I know it's possible. I've done it before.
I told you, bro, it's not possible.
Just stop talking and watch. I'm gonna do it in like 30 seconds. And there we go. Finally. Look, I told you it was possible.
No way. That was actually incredible. All right, well, I got my money's worth.
Let's go. I got paid for parkour.
If you want, I can keep making more parkour for you to do, and I'll pay you for it.
Are you kidding? Dude, totally. All right, I'll be back here tomorrow, I guess. And this is basically
up,
how
XX Gamer?
parkouring for money started. The next day I showed up to Siwat's house. He offered me way more diamonds this time, and he constructed an entire parkour course outside of his house to do. But little did we know that this parkour course would completely change the way that the world works.
What's up,
Soon
Green
after
Grace?
this event, the parkour civilization began.
Okay,
Now that I think about
so it was an
there's kind
event.
of an unexplainable gap between those events and now, but oh well.
Parkour check time. You got
He's skipping the lore. I was genuinely interested in like learning about the lore. Like, what was the big parkour event that turned everything to parkour? And he just skipped over it. I'm so sad.
30 seconds.
Another beautiful morning, and I have to parkour for some more raw chicken that will make me starve even more. All right, I'm here.
1 block for raw chicken, 1 block vertical for beef. What are you choosing today?
Considering my neighbor just died for going for the beef, I'm just gonna go with the chicken again.
Keep in mind, there's a ticket event today. It's gonna be about 200 blocks west.
This was huge news. If there actually was a ticket event today, I would need to go for the beef. Ticket events are usually far away, and I would starve by the time I
You
got
going
there
for
if
it?
I
Let's
chose the
go.
chicken. But luckily, I got the beef.
No way. You made that jump? You might become a parkour pro one day.
Wait, you really think I could rank up to be a
Foreshadowing?
parkour
Potentially
pro?
foreshadowing?
Not a chance. You're a parkour noob. You guys never rank up.
It's important to know that parkour pros have really big egos and they like to put down the parkour noobs. This was an important day. This was only the second time I've jumped for the beef, and now I have a chance to earn a ticket. The ticket events are so risky because they're located so far away. If I wasn't paying attention, I could miss just one of these 1-block jumps and my entire chances of becoming a parkour pro would be over. But luckily, I made it to the ticket event. When I got here, there were only 3 parkour noobs in line to do the parkour course. Most noobs don't even show up for the courses anymore because if you miss one jump, you end up like this guy. And that's the price you pay if you want a ticket to be a parkour pro.
They don't fuck around
I
here.
watched
Okay.
as the second noob fell to the void. Hey man, do you think you could go already?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of nervous I'm gonna fall.
No, you don't need to be nervous. I'm sure you're fine. Oh.
He didn't even get a jump out. These guys
Okay,
suck.
Never mind then. Before going for it, I wanted to study the parkour course. You see, every week the ticket challenge changes and it's completely random. And this week's course was extremely difficult. There was a 2-block jump to get to the ticket, and if you get it, a 2-block jump to get out of it. Here's the thing about parkour civilization. Parkour can be used for anything, and that includes bribing parkour pros. Check this out. If I do a parkour jump with the 360, will you replace one of the 2-block jumps with a 1-block jump?
You want to do a 1-block jump with a 360? Fine. There's no way you're gonna make it, but I'll accept.
Let's go. The parkour pro
Okay.
accepted by Brian.
Okay,
And now I have another problem. I have to do a 360. Have I even done this before? Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it. Please make it. No way. I actually did it.
No. We need to analyze if this is a 360 or not.
This before? Whatever. I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay. This is our frame of reference here. What's up, Pyro? Nah, you didn't miss anything. Just important world building. That's not a 360. That's not a 360. That's not a 360. This would not fly in my parkour neighborhood. This would not fly in my parkour neighborhood. No. Yep, feet on the ground. That's not a 360. That's not a 360. That would not fly. He hasn't landed. That looks like 2 feet to me. Hold on. Landing. That is landed. Yeah, that's landed right there. See? Okay, now there's no doubt. That's a 270 at best. At best. That's not gonna... I'm not a movie critic. I just care about my parkour.
No way. I actually did it. All right. Deal's a deal, right?
I'm not gonna lie. That was the coolest thing I've seen a parkour noob do. Well, the deal's a deal. Here you go.
Let's go. Now there was only one 2-block jump in the course.
Still gotta make the first 2-block jump, noob.
Yeah, whatever. Just let me do the course, bro. This was my best chance to finally earn a
Yeah,
ticket.
Pyro,
If
I
actually get
have
this
to
ticket,
watch
I could
this,
access the parkour
and I was
temple
like,
and
why
make
not
my
just
way
turn
up
on my
into a
stream?
better
So I just
life
did.
As a parkour pro, there was no turning back now.
All right.
I had to start the course. Most parkour noobs aren't experienced with diagonal jumps, but somehow I got past it. And now was the 2-block jump. This was life or death. I closed my eyes and I went for it. I expected to be falling thousands of feet per second into the void, but to my surprise, I was standing on the platform with the ticket. And thanks to the deal I made with the Parkour Pro, I only had a 1-block jump to get out of the course. This was life-changing. This was the first time I've ever received a ticket to access the Parkour Temple, and I promised myself that I wasn't gonna waste it. I made
We're
my
only
way over
45
to the
people here.
Parkour
I didn't
Temple.
advertise
I was
this
in a
stream
good
at all.
spot. I had 3 full hunger bars, which is the most hunger a parkour noob can have. This was it. There was no better time, no more perfect time to try making the parkour course to rank up to a parkour pro. I walked up to the hoppers in the ground and I threw in my ticket. After a few seconds, the invisible barrier that guards the parkour temple was down. And now, of course, I had to make sure I didn't fail the 1-block jump to actually get inside the temple. I made the 1-block jump successfully, and now I was officially inside the temple. This was it. This was the moment I've been waiting for my entire life. This was the parkour course that no parkour noob has ever beaten. If you miss any of these jumps, you'll either die from fall damage or
That's an insane course. Hold on.
parkour noob has ever.
Need everyone to like the video. What a genius idea. That's a tough one. That's a lot, especially for a parkour noob. You don't have your hunger. This is tough.
beaten. If you miss any of these jumps, you'll either die from fall damage or fall directly into the void. But I've come too far and I've practiced too much to have that happen.
You haven't
I
practiced
wasn't
at
just gonna
all.
be another parkour noob that fails this course. I was gonna be the first one to rank up to become a parkour pro. My journey to becoming a parkour pro starts now.
Hey, wake up. You want a chance to eat today or what?
All right, let's get this over with.
Let's go. Hurry up and do the parkour.
He didn't even hit the first
Down here in
jump.
park-
Yo, Andrew with the 20 gifted. I haven't seen Andrew in here for a while. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. Oh my god. Everyone, a stupid person and Crimson both got gifted. Let's go. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I did not expect to get any sort of sub today, and I was content with that. But I really appreciate that. Thank you kindly. Congratulations to everyone who got a sub. Enjoy your emotes. Thank you, Andrew. You know, I'll play a little. Hold on. Let's just get the sting in here. Nice. That felt good. Thank you, Andrew. I really appreciate that. Hope you've been well.
Parkour prison.
You got your member back? Yes, you did. Let's go, stupid person. I wasn't going to watch the stream because it's late, but now I got a membership again. Let's go. Weirdos are normal. Congratulations, everyone who got their gift back, or their sub back. I appreciate you, Andrew.
Go. Hurry up and do the parkour, noob.
Down here in parkour prison, even the cells have 1-block jumps. If you miss a single jump, or if a parkour pro catches you not jumping for 30 seconds, you'll be thrown into the lava.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, I gotta ask. Do you want to do a diagonal jump to reduce your prison sentence time?
Most parkour noobs would
diagonal
never
jump.
take this deal. Diagonal jumps are just not worth the risk. But I wasn't just gonna sit in parkour prison my entire life. If there was
What's
any
up, hello
chance I
world?
could get out sooner, I was gonna take it.
That was unexpected. Congrats, you've earned 1 day off your prison time. That means you go from 49 years and 320 days to 49 years and 319 days left.
And this is how my life is gonna be for the next 49 years in parkour prison. That is, unless I find a way to get to that portal and make my way back to parkour civilization. Parkour prison is located directly under the bottom layer of parkour
I didn't even know
civilization.
there's
If a
like
parkour
world
noob
building.
misses any jump, they fall into the void and end up here. And the only way back to civilization is to spend 50 years here without failing a jump. Before I was sent here, I never knew this place existed, and I was so close to becoming a parkour pro.
You were not
entire
close.
life,
You
I've
missed
been
the
training
first
for
jump.
one goal, and that's to go to the Temple of Parkour and complete the impossible course to rank up to become a parkour pro. I had everything. I earned the ticket to get inside the temple, and I had enough food to make the journey. But when the time came, I failed the first jump. And now I'm dead. What the? Where am I?
Welcome to Parkour Prison, or as most noobs call it, their worst nightmare. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you right
These
to
booms
your
are
cell.
killing me.
Parkour prison? What is this place? I don't get it.
You think you
How am I
survived the
still
prison?
alive?
No, I'm a
Hey,
parkour
and,
noob.
Just make sure you don't miss any of these one-block jumps, because if you fall in the lava, you will die for real this
Boom.
time.
Oh, yeah, not a problem. I've never missed a one-block jump in my life. What I didn't get is why Parkour Prison existed. Instead of letting the parkour noobs just fall into the void, somehow this massive structure was made under the void to catch us. But why?
Alright, noob, this is your cell. Go on in.
All of the cells in Parkour Prison were separated by a 3-block gap, meaning once I went inside this cell, I would never be able to escape. But that wasn't gonna stop me from trying.
Make sure you're doing at least one jump in your cell every 30 seconds. If one of us catches you not jumping, you're not making it out of here.
Just minutes before this, I was about to rank up to be a parkour pro, and now I'm in the most dangerous place in parkour civilization. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the only noob right now in Parkour Prison. My guess is most of them by now fell in the lava. Wait, there's actually someone here. Let's go, I'm not alone down here. Wait, why does this guy look familiar? He's been my neighbor for 5 years. No! Why did he try going for the beef? No way, it is my neighbor. Wow, I'm so glad.
You gonna
I'm
free
not
your neighbor
alone
or
down
what?
Here. No! Dude, what is wrong with this guy?
Dude, no way, bro went 0 for 2. Bro showed up, went 0 for 2, and now he's dead. That is insane. That is insane levels of parkour noob. Couldn't be me, I'll tell you that.
Alright, he has to be doing it on purpose at this point. The only thing that's better about parkour...
What if I need sleep? Do I need to do jumps in my sleep? Was actually mentioned before. You have to do a 1-block jump to get to your bed. You have to do parkour every day. It's a requirement.
prison is they feed us fish instead of raw chicken.
Hey, noob, let's go. You've been selected for parkour testing. Be down there in 30 seconds.
And this is one of the not so good parts about prison. The random parkour testing. Bro, wait, you didn't even fill in this gap. Ah, man, now I gotta do another 1-block jump. If you're a prisoner here, the only thing you hope for is that you don't get selected for random parkour testing.
Okay,
Every
what's
few
up,
days,
Scorch?
The pros will pick a noob at random to test out a new course they've built. This time, the course I was selected for had fence parkour. If I failed to make this 1-block fence jump, I wouldn't be coming back.
Let's go. We don't have all day. Get on the course.
Yes, sir. I'm going right now. The worst part about these random courses is that they intentionally use harder blocks for the jumps. The pros know that the noobs have almost no experience with fence jumps, but they build them anyways.
All right, testing complete. Back to your cell in 30 seconds.
By some miracle, I was able to get past this week's random testing course. But what about the
Oh,
next
you mean
week
in the
or week
prison?
after that? There's gonna be some day
Parkour
when they
noobs
build
don't
a
get to
jump
sleep.
that I can't do, and I need to get out of here before that happens. Luckily, I've been thinking of a plan to make my escape. Back in Parkour Civilization, I used parkour to bribe one of the pros, and now I was gonna do it again. Hey, guard!
What do you want, noob?
I got something to show you. Can you come over here?
This better be worth my time, or I'm not feeding you tomorrow. Okay, what?
Oh, nothing really. I just wanted to ask you if I could pay you in 3 diagonal jumps in a row for 5 minutes of free time?
3 in a row?
Yep, 3 in a row. What do you think?
You're definitely not making that. But it's not like I care anyways. Sure.
Like always, parkour can be used to get out of any situation. But
That
now
is
I had
interesting.
one chance to make 3 diagonal jumps in a row, or else I was dead. Come on. 1, 2, 3. No way.
What do
I
you think about the
actually did it.
Royals in the
Okay,
playoffs? We
5
got
minutes of
robbed by
free
the
time,
Yankees
but
yesterday.
You better be back in your cell by the time I get back.
The bribe worked. Now I had 5 minutes to
This
roam
is
around
interesting.
Parkour
I'm bribing
Prison to
everyone
see
in
if
this
I could
world.
find a way to escape. I had no clue what was going to happen to me after I escaped, but I didn't have time to think about that right now. When I jumped around the prison, I noticed someone doing the random testing course. Wait, is that who I think it is? No, you don't need to be nervous. I'm sure you're fine. Oh, no way. It is the guy who failed the ticket. That
Lord.
guy was nice. I hope he clutches up these.
He's
glass
not gonna
jumps
clutch.
and
He's
makes
not
it
gonna
back to
clutch.
civilization.
There he goes.
Something was strange about this testing course. Why were they using glass for parkour? Glass jumps aren't even a thing at the parkour noob level. If noobs have never done glass jumps, why would they use them to test the jumps? I just gotta get out of
I bet you're trying to think of a plan to escape, right?
What? Escape?
No!
What are you talking about? I would never try to escape.
You're not? I was gonna take you to the portal, but if you don't want to,
I am doing that.
Obviously
You're right.
seems like you're trying to set me up.
it's not a setup. No one says you have to stay here. You can leave at any time. Just follow me and I'll take you there.
I'm 99% sure I'm being led into a trap, but it doesn't matter. If he gets me close to the portal, I'll try to improvise. If this guard was leading me into a trap, I couldn't see what it was. He was already getting me so close to the portal. At this point, I was just gonna have to take a chance and hope that he was telling me the truth. I was now 5 blocks
Go
away
for it.
from
Go
going
for
back
it.
to
Go for
Parkour
it.
Civilization.
You can leave now if you accept the terms that you can never earn a ticket to rank up to become a parkour pro for the rest of your life.
Wait, you're saying if I go back to Parkour Civilization now,
Are you a
I
Chiefs
can
fan?
never
Yes,
be
I
a
am.
Parkour pro?
That's correct. Or you can wait out the remainder of your 49 years here in prison.
So this was the catch. I could leave Parkour Prison right now, but in return, I could never become a Parkour pro. Or
Well, we
I could
can't
try
have
to
that.
survive here for another 49 years.
49
It
years.
wasn't worth it
Here
to
we go.
stay. I needed to get out of here. Okay, I've made my decision. I'm gonna go back.
So you accept.
He's becoming
Good
a
luck.
vigilante.
This was it. The work
Okay.
was done. I escaped Parkour Prison, but at what cost? Leaving now meant that I would be a noob for the rest of my life. When I went
I
to
don't
the
know why
portal,
your
I
message
was
got
brought back
deleted,
into
Ko-Solo.
Parkour
I saw that. That
Civilization.
was really
The portal
funny.
spawned me at the entrance of the Temple of Parkour. This was probably the last time I would ever step foot in this temple. I had my chance to rank up to become a pro, and I failed.
You threw
Now,
it away?
I can never earn a ticket ever again. You know, it's not the worst thing in the world. Now I can
You're
just
so
go
British,
back to my
don't you dare
ordinary
say
life
that.
in Parkour Civilization. You know, now that I think about it, it's not the worst situation in the world. I mean, at least I still have my mansion. Wait, who is this? I still own this house, right?
No, you don't. This house no longer belongs to you. This parkour noob just purchased this new mansion, so you'll have to leave now.
Wait. This guy just bought my house? How can he do that?
Well, you fell and went to parkour prison, so you lost the house. When you were down there, this parkour noob bought it.
Bro, really? Wow, so I really
Hit the
don't
ladder
own this
jump.
house anymore. Well, this guy can enjoy...
Okay, it's for sale now.
Let's go so I can move back into my house?
After you buy it again, sure.
Wait, really? Are you serious? I have to buy it again? I went back to the shop to go buy my mansion again, but while I was at Parkour Prison, something bad happened. The prices for houses in my neighborhood went way up. Now, if I wanted to buy my mansion, I would have had to pay for it with a 2-block jump. It was too risky. I was gonna have to find somewhere
That's
else
tough.
to live.
That's tough.
Fortunately, I found another shop that was selling wood houses. A bit of a downgrade from the stone house, but it was all I could afford. I could either do a 1-block fence jump for a small house or a 1.5-block stair jump for a large house. I figured if I'm gonna be living on the noob level for my entire life, I might as well buy the big house. Luckily, escaping Parkour Prison gave me the confidence to make the jump easily. Now, I got a mansion in a new neighborhood where, not to my surprise, everyone fell into the void, so it's just me living here. The house is definitely a bit of a
Bro, we lost
downgrade
all
from
in
my
his
previous
neighborhood.
mansion,
You're
but
my favorite
it's
streamer.
still a
Thank you.
2-story house, and it has a painting, which is something you don't really see that often in Parkour Civilization. I just keep wondering what my life would have been like if I actually made it to the pro civilization.
No
Now,
point worrying
I don't
about that,
think
you
I'll
have no
ever figure
shot.
out what it looks like up there. I just wish that... Whoa, what was that? When I went to sit in my chair, I backed up against the wall and there was nothing behind me. This painting was covering something. I walked through the painting and it revealed a secret door. For some reason, this house I bought had some hidden passage. Whoever made this was obviously trying to hide
shit.
something. But what was it? There was a ladder that led to the bottom floor, and when I got down there, I found a man. Somehow there was already someone living here. By their leather boots, I could tell it was a parkour noob. This was obviously some mistake. I went to go leave, but then
Wait! Don't leave.
the man spoke to me. He said he's been watching me.
I watched you enter the Temple of Parkour. I think you have what it takes to rank up.
I'm sorry, man. I think you're confused. I can never earn a ticket anymore. I'm gonna be a parkour noob forever.
No, there is still a way I can get you a ticket.
Wait. What are you talking about?
When I was younger, I earned myself a ticket, but I never used it. Instead, I hid it far, far away.
The old man
But
said
why?
it wasn't his destiny to rank up to be a pro.
Okay,
but
it wasn't
mine.
his
He
destiny,
brought out
okay.
a compass and he threw it to me. He told me
This
that
is
if I
Jack
follow
Black,
this
you're right.
compass, I'll find the hidden ticket. This was the second chance I was looking for. I had no way of knowing whether.
What are you
the
gonna
old
go-
man was
what am
telling
I
the
gonna do
truth
this
or not,
stream?
But at this point,
You're
I
watching
had
it.
nothing to lose. Maybe this works, maybe it doesn't. All I know is that
This shit is over an hour long. Almost 2 hours. We're locked in.
wasn't done with Parkour Civilization just yet. Come on, just one
That
jump
was
at a
episode one,
time, and
okay.
I should be there soon.
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, this can't be good.
This is a parkour checkpoint. Why do you want to leave parkour civilization?
If the pro found out why I was really out here, I might go back to Parkour Prison. I was gonna need an excuse. I, just wanted to practice my 2-block jumps.
Listen, noob. Out there, you'd never survive. Besides, What do you need to practice for? You can never rank up, buddy.
Despite my convincing story, it didn't work. I was in big trouble now. Following this compass is the only possible way I can make it up to the Parkour Pro civilization. I was gonna have to try something else.
I told you to go home.
What if I paid you with a backwards jump?
A backwards jump?
A backwards
At least he's
jump?
listening, and now I get one chance at this. Oh my god, I actually made it. That was crazy.
Wait, no, that was crazy. Move aside and let me try this.
You got it. Just make sure you jump far enough. Oh, shoot. That was...
There, okay. The game just flipped. The game just flipped. This guy has been on his ass the entire time. Ooh, this is big. This is a big development. Lock in. Hold on.
Was not my plan. I thought he was just gonna let me pass. Alright, well I guess that works. Now that I made it past the parkour checkpoint, it was time to go searching for the hidden ticket. That's assuming that the ticket I'm looking for is even real. After the mysterious old man gave me this compass and told me that it would lead to a ticket to rank up to Parkour Pro civilization, I immediately started preparing for the journey because this time I wasn't gonna fail.
God,
The
take that,
biggest
go for
problem
it.
I had to solve
I
was
want
my
you
food
stinky,
supply.
my shit.
Parkour noobs only get fed once a day, and if this compass was taking me far away, there was no way I would survive.
Oh,
on the
congrats,
raw
fighters.
chicken.
You
So
did
for
get
the
another
past
sub.
week, I've been doing the beef jump every single morning, and for the rest of the day, I tried not to parkour at all so I could save the food. But that's when I almost got caught.
Hold up, what was that sound?
Oh no, I'm starving. This isn't good.
Why are you taking damage? Are you starving?
Starving? No, I'm just in pain because I love parkour so much and I wish I could do it all the time.
Oh man, sorry to hear that. Yeah, love hurts. Well, I hope you feel better.
By some miracle, the parkour pro bought my excuse. If the pro stayed around for any longer, I might have starved to death. I had to eat the piece of beef that I just jumped for, but it didn't matter. I had already prepared enough. By rationing my food, I was able to save up 4 pieces of beef for the journey. I had no clue whether this would be enough food to survive the trip, but the old man said I had everything I needed, so I guess I was just gonna have to trust him again. Now, it was time to go searching for the ticket. Crossing this line of stone means I'm heading into the parkour outskirts. No noob, including myself, has ever been out here, and probably for a good reason. All I know is that the further away you get from parkour civilization, the more dangerous the jumps become. Already, I was starting to see
okay.
huge chunks of parkour missing. No one knows
Why are we
how
watching
the
this again?
outskirts
Because
came
it's
to be like
peak,
this. Or
and
at
everyone's
least
talking
no
about
one
it.
down here knows.
And I need to.
Unfortunately, the compass kept taking me further and further away from parkour civilization. The old man must have hid the ticket out here knowing that no parkour pro would ever go this deep to retrieve it. I was running out of time. I had already been jumping for hours and now I'm down to 1 piece of raw beef left. And still, I found nothing. That was until I saw something in the distance.
Holding on to
I
the
had
beef
no
is
way of
wild.
knowing, but I had a feeling that this was what I was looking for. In all my time here in parkour civilization, I have never seen anything like this. This couldn't be a coincidence, which means I was gonna have to go parkour to the top. I haven't really prepared for anything like this.
You have to understand,
Vertical
Spider,
jumps
you
don't
miss any
exist
of these
naturally
jumps,
down here. The
you
only
go to
place I've
parkour
seen
hell.
vertical jumps is when I jump for food. Luckily, I made it to the top without falling into the void. I didn't see anything at first glance, but when I pulled out my compass, I was in the right place. I didn't get it. The compass was pointing me to the exact block I was standing on. The ticket should be here, unless the old man hid the ticket out of sight and put it underground. If I broke this grass block and a parkour pro catches me, I would for sure...
Okay, this is for people who weren't in here before. We got a big dilemma on our hands. We need to get the ticket so we can get so we can attempt the parkour challenge again. But if you're a parkour noob, you're not allowed to break blocks. So if he gets caught, it's game over. This is a tense moment here. I need everyone to lock in, all right?
Or be going back to prison for life this time. But if I'm gonna have any shot at making it up to the parkour pro civilization, I'm gonna take that chance. Well, here goes nothing. I broke the block, and underground there was a chest. I couldn't believe it. I had
But
actually
if he
found the
places
ticket.
that
But when I
down, it's
opened
gonna
the
be dirt
chest,
again.
Something was wrong. There was no ticket to be found. Just a barrier. The old man lied to me. There was no ticket to get up to the pro civilization. Why would he send me all the way out here
You
to
get
get
baited?
a barrier block? This didn't make any sense. The old man knew I would risk my entire life for a ticket, but he set me up.
How old is
There
this,
had
like,
to be
over a
some
year old?
explanation
Like,
for
under-
this.
like 9
Well,
months?
if I'm lucky to survive the trip back, I can ask him why he sent me all the way out here just to get a barrier block, which is also illegal to have. By some miracle, I made it back to the parkour
But he held on
checkpoint
to it.
without falling.
Uh-oh.
You were the last one to see the pro stationed here. What happened to him?
Oh, well, I showed him a backwards jump, and then he tried it for himself. And
All
then
right, he's
fell.
not gonna lie. Let's
You?
see how this
A
goes.
backwards jump? Are you serious?
Yeah?
Okay, now I have to try. So you just go backwards?
No, no, no,
Okay,
no,
and
no.
he's gone too. Am I gonna be blamed for this? Fortunately, I made it back to my house, and no parkour pro has caught me with the barrier block. Now, it's time to ask this old man why in the world he sent me out there to retrieve this. Alright, bro, are you gonna explain to me why the... What the... When I got down to the basement, the old man was nowhere to be found. All that was left was a hole in the ground. Did he jump into the void on purpose? I don't understand what's going on. But that's when I paid attention to the item that was left on the ground. I knew what it was before I even picked it up.
When are we getting
It
story
was a
mode stream?
ticket to
I don't
rank
know.
up to
If we
become
hit
a
the sub
parkour
goal, I'll
pro.
do it
The
today,
old
but
man
it's an
had it
ambitious
on him
one.
the entire time, but still sent me
So,
to
we'll see.
retrieve the barrier block. The old man wanted me to find this barrier for a reason. And now, this was the sign that I was
I gotta
ready
know
to
why he
rank
has
up
this
to become
barrier
a
now.
Parkour pro. It was time to
That's
head
not
to
kelp,
the
that's a
parkour
ticket.
temple. I made my
We're
way
going to
back
the parkour
place
temple,
that
okay.
I never thought I'd step foot in again. The place where no parkour noob in history
You like
has
my
ever
PFP?
made it
It's
out
amazing.
alive. I went ahead and ate my last piece of beef. Just like last time, I was in such a perfect spot. 3 full bars of hunger is exactly what I need to make it to the top. The barrier guarding the temple was up, so I threw in my ticket and the entrance to the parkour temple was now open. All I had to do now was do something that I totally never do, and that's fail 1-block jumps. Okay, I made the first jump. That's always a good sign. This time around was different. I wasn't gonna let the pressure get to me. I was
Okay.
gonna be the first noob to ever rank up to the pro
Yeah,
civilization.
as if, buddy.
No, looking at this jump is giving me flashbacks.
There we go.
My journey to becoming a parkour pro.
No way we got a
starts now.
flashback. No way.
This time was different. I successfully made
okay.
the first jump, and for the first time in my life, I was actually on the parkour course. Now, all I had to do was just take it one jump at a time. The first section was the stone blocks. So far, I've only encountered 1-block vertical jumps, but they were nothing I couldn't handle. Even though I had been on the course for a good amount of time, I was still ways away from making it to the top. After I passed the stone block section, I moved on to the stone slab section. Slabs aren't too common in the noob level of parkour civilization.
Yeah, we're
but
getting
luckily, this
we're getting
section
harder
wasn't
as we
too
go
hard.
up.
But it was the next section I was worried about, the stair jumps. This next jump I had to complete was by far the hardest jump I've ever seen. It was a 2-block jump, but I had to go up half a block. But I didn't.
Is someone spoiling parkour civilization in the chat? I might as well just end the stream right now. What's the point? I'm kidding, I don't care.
I'm all this way to give up. I went for the
Lock
jump,
in.
but I jumped too early. I thought this was it, but by some miracle, a block below me broke my fall.
Gotta be
and I
careful
only
with that
took
hunger,
2.5
though.
hearts of damage, but that was too close to call. If I was even the slightest bit off, I could have been all the way down
What's
there.
up, metal
in the void.
devil?
On my second time around, I made the jump. That stair jump essentially marked the end of the stair section, and now I was on the stone walls. Walls were almost never seen at the noob level, but fortunately, I didn't see anything bigger than a 1-block jump for
Gotta
the
lock
rest
in.
of the way.
Okay.
All I had to do was sneak and stay on the course, and that's when I got to the point when the jump stopped. I was so high off the ground now, but I knew I was at the end. I climbed up the stairs until I was face to face with the entrance to the Parkour Pro civilization. This was it. I was about to be the first noob in history to rank up. But then the realization hit me. The last jump to get to the Parkour Pro civilization was a 3-block jump. It was impossible. This was why no noob has ever ranked up to become a pro. The course was impossible to begin with. But then I remembered the barrier. This is what the old man wanted me to use it for. He knew the course was impossible, and he wanted to give me a chance to rank up. I placed down the barrier block, and I made the 2-block jump. I did it. I actually did it. I was the first
Well, you
noob
cheated,
in history
but-
to ever complete this course. No one at the bottom level knows what society is like up here. I was gonna be the first one to figure it out. What was it gonna be like? Was I actually gonna be able to
He's
see
made
the
it to the
sky?
top,
Well,
but
I guess we'll find out.
he's got
I
the
walked
entire
up to
world
the
on him
stone
now.
walls, and the doors opened, revealing a room I've never seen anything like before. I turned the corner, and I saw a parkour pro just standing
I have never cheated in my life,
hi.
Pyro.
What the? Who are you? Where did you come from? I'm the only one working here.
I came from the noob level. I just beat the course and ranked up.
Wow, I was not expecting this. I'm not sure what to do here. Just go over there and throw your leather boots in the lava.
Alright, time to get my iron boots.
Yes, sir. One ranked up. A noob by the name of Evbo. Yes, sir. I'll keep an eye on him.
And that was it. That
Ooh,
was
the
last
government's
time
on him
I would
now.
ever wear leather boots again.
What's
for
up,
the rest
Renee?
of my life.
And
From
Wheeler,
the looks
what's
of it,
up?
I only had
Good to
one
see
more lava
y'all.
jump to go, but this time there were dispensers. I backed up and jumped over the lava, and I was equipped with iron boots. I was officially a parkour pro. After I went through, I saw one more jump that led to some barrels. What is this for?
It's for food. You only have to pay 1 jump for 2 steak here.
Only a 1-block jump for food? That's amazing. I opened the barrel to see something that I've never seen before. Cooked meat? In all of these.
They got
In
it
my
so
entire
good at the
life
pro
living
level.
On the noob level, I've never seen a piece of cooked beef. And now, as a parkour pro, I could fully replenish my hunger bar. And that meant I could sprint now. Oh man, this is crazy.
Congratulations on becoming a parkour pro.
This
You
is
can
an
now head
insane
those
power
steps
up in
and
such a
begin
little
your
amount
life
of
in
time.
Parkour
What's up,
pro
Fabio?
civilization.
Those were the exact words
Glad you
I
got a
wanted to
membership?
hear. This is it.
What's
when
up,
I walk
Palpers
up these
gang? That's
steps, I will
right.
be at the top level of parkour civilization. When I walked into the temple, I immediately saw massive statues. These statues looked like they were showing the parkour noobs and the parkour pros. They even had their boots on. This place is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, look at these statues. What the? Gold boot?
There's another level. There's a gold level. Is there a diamond level? Oh my god. We're 30 minutes in and I have so many questions. Oh, it's like the world just expanded like so much farther than I could have even possibly imagined.
Who
I got
wears
chills.
gold boots? This doesn't make any sense.
This doesn't make sense.
What is this?
Is that?
Am I not at the top of parkour civilization?
Hey, parkour delivery.
Let's go. My parkour delivery is here. Now that I'm a parkour pro, I can get parkour delivered to my house.
What?
Hey, did you order parkour construction?
It's
to
you
this
again?
house?
How
Yes,
did
sir,
you
that's
get out
me.
of?
I ordered the 6-block tall slime jump to my bedroom.
Sounds good. Where do you want it built?
Let's see. I think this would be a good place for it. You think you can build it right there?
Oh, sure. I can make that happen.
To think just a few
Found
days
a
ago, I was
boyfriend through your YouTube live chat. Thank you, Palper YT. I owe you my life. That is an incredible story. I just hope you're staying safe. That is, wow. Love works in mysterious ways. Well, as long as you're happy and safe, then that's A-okay. I'm glad to hear that. That is, wow, that's crazy. And now the Palper lore drop. I thought we were just going to get some lore through this. How is that even? Hey, listen, I've seen people meet each other through subreddits, all right? Like, it's, you would be surprised. Boom. But, as, points at metal, that guy's gay a little bit. Oh. And the lore thickens. Well, thank you for the dono. I appreciate it. Just hope you're happy and healthy. That's a crazy lore drop, and I'm happy if you're happy. So you should. That is awesome. Good for you. Good for you, Renee.
a parkour noob, and now I'm getting custom parkour jumps installed in my house is crazy.
This look good?
Yep, I think it's perfect.
Wow.
Hey, thanks, man, for parkouring
So much
all the
lore.
way
This
out.
guy used
Sure.
to.
Got my payment?
Oh yeah.
This guy
for
used to
sure.
block
It was
gates
4
for him, and now
1 blocks
he's-
in a row, right? Okay, 1,
Uh,
2, 3, 4. There you go.
And now
Thank
he's
you very
having
much.
to.
And my tip?
Your tip?
Oh,
Really?
whatever.
Don't tell me you thought you weren't gonna tip me.
This guy's a
You're
noob. You
parkour
failed a
pro, it's
1 block
always
backwards
expected
jump
that you tip
earlier.
when you buy something. Oh, I hope I make this. Oh, that was close.
Oh wow, a 360? Yeah.
No. Another 360. Another analysis.
When you buy something.
All right, let's see. Okay, we're starting. This is our point of reference.
I hope-
When do we get feet on the ground? I got it. That's a 360. That's how you know he's upgraded to a pro. That's a real 360 right there. All the vine booms are killing me. I hope you get used to them.
Oh, that was close.
Oh wow, a 360?
What I have to do to contribute? It's a member goal.
Yeah, you're good, man. Thanks.
And like most things in parkour civilization, the way you
I don't
tip
expect to
is
hit
with
it.
more
It's not a big
parkour.
deal. I'm
Luckily,
mostly just
I
here to
survived that payment
talk
for
and
the
watch this
jump
video.
installed in my house. If I missed any one of those jumps, I would have fallen back down to the parkour noob level, and my journey to become a pro would have been for nothing. But I won't say
Oh, that's insane. Look, if you look down there, you can see the parkour noob level down there. Oh my god. The world building.
Onto the parkour noob level, and my journey to become a pro would have been for nothing. But I won't say it wasn't worth it, because now I can practice slime jumps anytime I want inside of my house. And this is how my new life is as a pro in Parkour Civilization. No parkour noob at the bottom level knows what life is like up here, except I was the only one to rank up and become a part of Parkour
The
Society.
world building.
To rank up to a parkour pro, I had to be the first noob in history to beat an impossible parkour course. When I got to the top, I got my iron boots and I was officially a pro. I thought I had made it. I thought I was at the top of Parkour Civilization. But that's when I realized I truly knew nothing about the world I was living in. My journey to getting to the top of Parkour Civilization wasn't even close to being done. Now, I was about to discover what life was like on the second layer of Parkour Civilization. At the Parkour Pro level, everywhere you look is a 2-block jump. When I was a parkour
It's all 2 blocks?
2-block jumps were extremely
Well,
hard.
you can
But
sprint
now that
now,
I could
but-
sprint, I realized they were almost like 1-block jumps. Something about the pro level felt different. Maybe it was the fact that when I was a noob, I would see dirt in the sky. But now
Yeah,
there's
chat,
something above
there's no
me.
yapping.
And
We're all
that's when
locked
I looked
in.
back at the parkour temple. There was still a world above me, and now it was way higher up. But
There's
was
a
something
third
else that
layer!
was different. I was staring down at the house I used to live in. When I was down on the noob level, I would look up and all I would see is dirt. But somehow on the pro level, I could look down, and I could only assume that the same goes for the layer above me. Now that I was adjusted to my surroundings, it was time to go searching for a place to buy a house. That was assuming that life still worked like that up here. When I took a look around, all I saw were the same identical buildings. Maybe this time I wouldn't be getting a mansion. But
Rachel
that's
with the
when I
one
found a building that
gifted.
looked different,
Thank you,
and it
I
definitely
appreciate you.
didn't look like a house. When I walked
Congrats,
inside the building,
Pee-wee, you
sure
got
enough,
one.
It was a shop to buy a new house.
Hey, aren't
Thank
you
you,
the
Rachel.
dude who ranked up?
That would be me.
Oh yeah, I thought it was you. I'm selling houses today. Choose one you want to buy.
Let's go. It's time to buy my first house.
Okay,
as a
this
parkour
is-
pro.
this is an
Let's
important
see what
moment
these
here.
Prices are. I can get one house for a 2-block jump. Oh, that's super cheap. All right, what is this one over here? I can get one house for a 2.5 block jump. Okay, that's a little more expensive. And this last one is one house for a 3-block. Wait, why are these all the same? All of these options are for the same house.
Oops, busted. I was trying to get a little more profit.
Why would anyone fall for that? Since there was only one house to buy, I obviously went with the cheapest option and bought my first house
What's
with
up,
a
Ali?
2-block jump.
Congrats
I'm
on
saying that
buying your
right?
first house as a parkour pro. Let me take you to it.
Let's go. Since all the houses were identical, it was no surprise that I got one that looked like this.
You're all set to move in. Feel free to call the parkour delivery service if you want your jumps changed.
A parkour delivery service? Let's go. Being a parkour pro is awesome. The living room in my house had 2 1-block jumps, and the entire house itself was 3 stories tall. Looks like 3 jumps to get to my bed on the top floor.
Hey, it's your neighbor. Can I come in?
Oh, sure.
I don't know if I
Hey,
trust this guy.
You're that F-boat guy, right? You're the noob who beat the course and ranked up?
Yeah, that's me.
Is that
I'm the
a-
first one to do it, I
Is
guess.
that Darling in the
I
Frank
can't
skin?
believe
It
you're my
is.
neighbor.
That's hilarious.
Crazy. Well, you probably have questions about life up here, right? Anything you want to know?
Yeah, one actually. What happens when we fall? What is the
Why would you
punishment
think
for
about
missing a
that?
jump
Don't
at the
fall.
pro level?
You go down a level. If you miss a jump, you'll be a noob, and you'll have to beat the course again.
Okay, so I can never fall. Noted. So who
Were
are
you
the
planning
people
on it?
above us then? What's above a pro?
It's probably best I just show you. Here, come with me.
My neighbor started telling me everything.
Wait, are we
there
gonna
was
see
to
the
know
third layer
about
already?
Parkour Civilization. He brought me back to the Parkour Temple where all the statues were. He explained how Parkour Civilization starts at the noob level, and at level 2, you become a Parkour Pro.
Right.
Then, there were the Parkour Masters. If you were lucky enough to rank up,
Masters.
you get gold boots and you become a master. My neighbor said that Parkour Masters never come down to the pro level, but if they do ever come down, it's
You
a
think I'd be in
Pro's
Parkour
nightmare.
prison?
He
No.
said the Parkour Masters
I'm a
are
parkour
ruthless.
god.
And then he walked over to the largest.
Is it the
statue,
parkour god?
The one with the diamond boots. He said that this was the parkour champion. He
Parkour
said that most people down here don't
champion.
even believe that the champion is real. But the stories say there can only be one parkour champion. Whoever that was lives at the top of Parkour Civilization, which means if I was gonna make it to the top, I would have to become a parkour champion. My first day as a parkour pro was strange. For once, no one was at my door making me parkour for food. But then the question was, how do I get food now? Or what do I even do? I saw that there was another pro going somewhere, so I decided to follow
Renee
him.
with
Soon
another
after, I saw
10.
another pro going in the same direction,
Let me
which
pause this for a second, read that if you don't mind. My internet's cutting out super bad. Sorry to hear that. So I'm reacting to OG response. I think I'm safe. Metal can confirm or deny. He's here right now. We're going to kiss in chat. Thank you again for the 10, Renee. I appreciate that. Everyone show Renee some love. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad you're happy. Thank you very much for the kind donation. I super appreciate you. Brain Ball, thank you for keeping track of my revenue. I'll stop yapping now. Yap all you want. This is a yap-free zone. We're watching Minecraft Parkour Civilization. You can do whatever you want. We're here to yap and analyze together. But thank you. I really, really appreciate that. I missed the stream. I have to give you more money. You don't have to do anything. You can just chill. You can do whatever you want. How is this video so long? We just learned about 2 entire new layers. It should be longer than this. Thank you,
They were
Ray.
probably heading to something important. After jumping for a few minutes, I saw what they were heading to. They were all heading to this massive structure.
See,
in the
new
distance.
structure,
When
new
I got
lore.
closer, I saw that there was a bunch of parkour pros lined up for something. Whatever this place was, these parkour pros
parkour
were
pro
willing
meeting.
to do 2-block vertical jumps to get here. Fortunately, I didn't fail any of these jumps, and I made it into the line. I must have woken up late to whatever this was because I was the last one to show up. At this point, I didn't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but that's when I saw what
Look at these
everyone
pros
was
making
waiting
these
in line
2-block
for.
jumps
There
like
was
it's
a
nothing.
dispenser at the end of the structure. The pro in front of me picked up 2 items, but the only thing I saw them holding was a piece of paper. What?
Was that paper? I thought that was sugar.
The pro in front of me picked up 2
No, that's paper.
items, but the only thing I saw them holding was a piece of paper. What could be so valuable about that piece of paper that people would wait in line this long for? When it was my turn, I clicked the button, and I got a piece of steak. So this is how the parkour pros get food. Then I received the piece of paper. The paper said farm work equals 15 minutes. And this is when I realized how life was different on the pro level of Parkour Civilization. Instead of parkouring for food like the noobs do, the pros parkour for work. Just like the guy who sold me my house, the guards in Parkour Prison, or even the pros that fed me every day. They were all just completing
get a
their daily
parkour
tasks
job.
that they got from this piece of paper. And
The
now
pro
for
is
my
just the
first daily
working
task,
class.
I
You're
was
right.
assigned to work on the farm. Before this, I had never seen an animal in Parkour
We've made it to the
Civilization,
working
but
class.
This is the place they were all kept. This place was responsible for feeding all of the parkour pros and all of the parkour noobs. And it should be no surprise that in Parkour Civilization, even the animals had to do a parkour. My daily task meant that I had to watch all of the animals that did the parkour course. Oh man, this job is terrible. Now I'm just gonna have to watch a cow fall off and die. Whoa, what the? Oh my god, this cow is cooking. How did he even do that?
The cows got it like that in Parkour Civilization?
Fall off and die. Whoa, what the? Oh my god, this cow is cooking. How did he even do that? The parkour pros only eat the meat from the animals
Okay.
to complete the parkour course. They say
I'm on
it
board.
enhances your parkour abilities. As for the other animals that don't make the course, well, that's where the meat comes from on the noob.
You have wings!
And
How is
some
the
noob's
cow
gonna have to
cooking
eat
you?
that. Wow, I cannot say I missed that. Parkour pros do their daily tasks for a reason. Once you've completed the task that you got on your piece of paper, you take it to the training grounds. This place is basically the only reason parkour pros are incentivized to work. This is because this is the only place in Parkour Civilization where you can practice parkour without worrying about falling to the lower level. The entrance to the training grounds is blocked by a barrier, and the only way in is to throw in your slip of paper once you've completed the work. The daily task I completed gave me 15 minutes of practice time. That meant for the next 15 minutes, I could practice any parkour jump I could possibly think of. Here, you have the ability to build any parkour jump you want. But with this being my first day as a parkour pro, I didn't even know
Having
what I needed to
access to that
So
many
I
blocks
just
is
decided to do
dangerous.
the jumps that people left here. It seemed like a lot of the pros were practicing fence jumps, which are jumps I had little to no experience on. But what scared me the most is what I saw over here.
He did a lot of
Someone
them
was
in prison.
practicing not one, but multiple 3-block vertical jumps. It almost seemed impossible to do even one. But if someone was practicing these jumps, that could only mean one thing: that the way up to become a parkour master would be nearly
It's no joke.
impossible.
No joke.
If I was gonna have any shot
gotta
at
practice.
ranking up to become a master, I was gonna have to spend much more time in here practicing. Another beautiful day, and I don't have to wake up to either raw chicken or raw beef. Even though I've only been here for a few days, I feel like I haven't really enjoyed myself yet. I mean, for once in my life, I don't even have to go outside to parkour for food. I don't even have to grab my piece of steak. I'll still have full hunger for days. And now, instead of being bullied by all the parkour pros like I was down at the noob level, I can just do anything I want and no one's here to punish me.
Hey, you want to come with me to get our daily jobs? I don't want to be late.
Sus neighbor.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna
Sus
do
neighbor
my
again.
daily task. I think I'm
I
just
don't.
gonna
I don't
chill
buy
today,
this
honestly.
guy.
What? What do you mean you're gonna chill? You're not gonna get your daily tasks? Are you sure about that?
What? I mean, no one says we have to, so what's the problem?
I don't know. I just have never seen anyone not do their daily task.
Wow, maybe I'm teaching the parkour pros that they don't have to parkour all the time. But later that day, I realized I made a huge mistake. What in the world is that sound? Bro, come on, I was just trying to sleep. Who keeps making that horn noise?
Dude, hurry. You gotta get out here now. Follow me and make sure you don't miss a jump.
Whoa, what's going on? Be late for what? Wait, where are you going? I started parkouring in the direction
What's up,
that my
Puffy
neighbor was
Nugget?
going. And that's when I saw a bunch of parkour pros lined up, standing completely still. I had no clue what was going on, but I followed my neighbor and soon I got in line with all of the other parkour pros. No one was saying anything. Hey, can anyone tell me what's going on?
Dude, don't say anything and look straight ahead.
Why? Can't someone just explain what's happening? But that's when it happened. Not too far ahead, someone dropped down from the sky. It was a
They got gold boots. They got gold boots. This is a parkour master.
parkour master.
One of you was supposed to design a new course, but someone didn't do their task. Who was it?
Oh no, I'm done for. Why does this have to be me? I watched as the parkour master interrogated each and every one of the parkour pros, knowing that sooner or later he was gonna show up where I was.
You. What was your task?
Where do you come
task,
from?
I was selling houses to noobs on the bottom level.
Someone already did that task. Prepare for a parkour battle.
A parkour battle?
The parkour battle starts now.
This is just great. Why does my first parkour battle have to be against a parkour master?
For my first attack, I'm attacking you with a 3-block jump.
Okay, a 3-block jump, that's
Oh,
doable.
shit!
I think I can survive this round. In Parkour Civilization, it should be no surprise that people fight each other with more parkour. If someone attacks you with a jump and you don't make it, you pay the price. Oh, this isn't good. I'm already down 4 hearts.
I gave you an easy one, but I guess this is going to be over faster than I thought. Get ready for my
You
next
need to
attack.
lock in.
The
This
worst
is
part about
this is
parkour
no
battles
joke.
is
He's
you
got gold
can't even
boots,
attack your
bro.
opponent until you defend one of their attacks. And by the looks of this next jump, I probably won't be attacking
like
the
horse,
parkour
okay.
master at all.
Your turn. 4 blocks.
This guy
by
has
3
no
block
confidence.
diagonal jump.
All right, here goes nothing.
Buckle
1,
up,
2,
brother.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh man, this is so far. How did he do this first try? I was hoping I would get lucky, but luck wasn't on my side. The second attack hit
Stop
me, and I
looking
was
for
down to 2
luck!
hearts.
This is too fun for me. One more attack, and you'll be gone forever.
The parkour master was right. If I failed to defend one more attack, it's game over for me. All I could hope for now is that the parkour master fails this last jump. That way, I could actually have a chance to attack. No way he makes this first try. Oh god, he made it.
Hey, he's got gold boots, bro. Of course he made it.
A 3-block vertical jump to decide your fate.
This was it. My entire journey in Parkour Civilization came down to this one jump, and it was a 3-block vertical jump. I thought when I ranked up to become a parkour pro, my days of parkouring to survive were over, but I soon realized I knew nothing about parkour society.
It
Even
goes
as
so
a
much
pro,
deeper.
I wasn't even close to being at the top of Parkour Civilization. The parkour pros were the workers of society. Every day we would get a new daily job to complete, and I found out the hard way what happens if you skip your job, because the one day I didn't get my daily task, a parkour master came down and challenged me to a parkour battle. And now I have to do the hardest jump I've ever done in my life if I want to.
Clutch up!
This
Clutch
is it.
up!
All my work to rank up to become a parkour pro was gonna be for nothing if I didn't make this jump, but at least I was gonna die trying. I took
That's
a deep
right.
breath.
That's
and I
right.
jumped. What? Is this real? I did it. I made a 3-block vertical jump.
You just bought yourself 5 more minutes of time, but we both know your fate. Get ready to
That's
attack.
only step
The
one.
parkour master
That's
was
only
right.
step one.
All I did was buy myself a little time. How was I going to be able to do a jump that the parkour master couldn't do? And if I make it too easy, the parkour master will just get another chance to attack me. I got lucky last time, but I don't think I'd survive another attack from the parkour master. For my first attack, I built a 1-block jump and I did a 360.
Can you turn it up a little bit? Yeah.
Just maybe there was a chance this would work.
Wow, a 360? I've never done that before, but if you did it, it can't be that hard.
Let's go.
How do you have gold boots? You've never done a
I needed him to
360.
fail this jump.
Wait, actually, by the way, terrible loss. 360 analysis. You know how we roll around here.
My first attack, I built a 1-block jump.
Okay. Observe the point of descent. All right, we're right here. Hey, Palpers, what's up? When do the feet hit the ground? I feel like that's more like a 350, if anything.
Jump, and
I'd say like a 359. Good night, y'all. Good night, Luna. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good night.
did a 360. Maybe, just maybe, there was a chance this would work.
Wow, a 360?
Doesn't matter because this guy's about to botch it harder than anyone's ever botched it before. 359, we're in agreement?
I've never done it before.
All right.
I needed him to fail this jump.
What? How? Who even does 360s? What is this?
By
Changing
some
the
miracle,
game.
My attack against the parkour master was successful. I think I found his weakness. He couldn't do a 360. This was my chance. I just had to make sure that I kept making my jumps. For my next attack, I built a 2-block jump.
Don't give a
I've never
parkour
even
champion
made
this much
jump
time to
before,
work.
But my entire life depended
parkour
on it. I jumped
master.
and I successfully made a
360 analysis.
jump before, but my entire life depended on it.
All right, what's the point of descent? Ascent. Okay, so we're like right here. Okay. Honestly,
I jumped and
I'm seeing someone say they did it this time. I'm seeing someone say 355. I don't know.
I successfully made a 2-block jump with the 360.
This is ridiculous.
I think that was a better
How are
one.
you doing these jumps?
I watched as the parkour master tried to defend against my attack, but once again, the
This guy
360
sucks.
was
How did he
too
get gold
difficult for
boots?
him.
They
This
just
can't
hand them
be
out to
possible.
anyone?
How are you beating me?
Now, both
Ignore that, I
the
was trying to do
parkour
something,
master
you're
and I
good.
were at 2 hearts.
You and Bibli
The
should
next
make a
person
video
to
doing a
land an
parkour
attack
battle.
would
I
win
would
the
get
parkour
destroyed.
battle. All right, you ready for a 3-block jump with the 360?
All right,
Stop.
cool it.
I yield. You win the parkour battle.
This guy is so soft. They give gold boots to anyone in Parkour Civilization. That's insane. I yield?
What? Are you serious? No way. I actually won the parkour battle? Somehow I beat a parkour master.
Because you beat me, I have something that can help you rank up to become a parkour master.
I could become
Oh,
a parkour
yeah.
master.
No action.
The master said that the course to becoming a parkour master would be impossible, but he had something that could help me along the way. He
A
pulled
totem
out
of
his items
undying?
and threw it on
Wait
the
a
ground.
minute.
I went to pick it up, and I figured out that it was a totem of undying.
Oh, that's a
He
game
said
changer.
Somewhere in the course, there is a jump that I won't survive, and I'll know it when I see it. He told me to go attempt the course to rank up and find this jump. He said to find any information about the secret to completing that jump, because if I can figure out how to make the jump, I could rank up to become a parkour master. This was insane. Earlier today, I didn't even know parkour battles existed, and somehow I won my first
He has
battle,
come so
not
far.
just against anyone, but a parkour master.
This
And
totem
now
is gonna be a
I actually
game
have
changer.
a reason to go back to the parkour temple and try to do the course to become a parkour master. I didn't like thinking about the fact that that wasn't the course to rank up. That was just the path to get up to the temple. But I wasn't going to make the journey up the temple just yet. Not only did I need food to get my health back, but I needed to do my daily task. I barely escaped with my life after missing 1 day of work, so I wasn't going to do that again. And today, my task was
Calvus
feed
looks very
noob.
invested.
I
I've never
realized
been more
after all
locked in
this
my
time of
life.
being a parkour pro, I've never made my way back down to the noob level yet. I wonder if anything's changed down there since I ranked up. If you're a pro in Parkour Civilization and you fall, you'll lose your rank and become a noob again. But you can still go down to the lower level. There's just a different way. This is the first time I had been back to this part of the Parkour Temple since I ranked up. And now that I was a pro, I had access to a different doorway that I've never seen before. This new path
The 360,
led to a
that is
giant
his thing.
staircase that would take me back down to the noob level. If I missed one of these
Where's
jumps,
this
I would for
staircase
sure
been?
die. But fortunately, 1-block jumps are too easy for me now that I'm a parkour pro. When I got to the bottom, I collected everything I needed in order for me to complete my daily task. It's crazy to think that I'm still the only one to have ever completed this course, but the barrier I used still should be there, so maybe someone else will. This is so strange. I once lived in this neighborhood. That was one
Remember that line. That sounded like foreshadowing to me.
be there, so maybe only one to have ever completed this course. But the barrier I used still should be there, so maybe someone else will. This
Foreshadowing.
is so strange. I once lived in this neighborhood. That was once my mansion. And now, as a parkour pro, I can see what it really looks like from down here. When I lived here, I was the only one that lived in my neighborhood, or at least the only one left. So does anyone live here anymore? Hello? Anyone home? Okay, I guess not. Maybe someone bought my mansion? I don't know. Hello? Anyone here?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, no way. Someone actually does live here. All right, time to set up the jumps. Let's see. 1 block jump for raw chicken, and then the 1 block vertical jump for raw
He's
beef.
become-
Man,
this is
I can't believe
insane.
I'm actually doing this job now. All right, mandatory parkour check.
Oh, great. It's you.
You're a parkour noob now? Weren't you just at my house? Yeah, you delivered my parkour to me. So what happened?
What do you think happened, genius? You just paid me a huge tip, and I was so happy. And then I fell out the front door.
Hey, man, well...
This guy
I know
sucks.
I
He's
ranked
fallen
up, so you
twice.
could too. All right, so
Stop
now
with
you have to
control. You
choose
can
your
do whatever you
jump.
Think
want.
I don't know what to do already? Just let me jump for my food in peace.
Hey, I feel like I remember being in a situation
No,
that was
dude.
just like this.
No, dude.
You really think I could
Leather
rank up to be a
boots.
parkour pro?
Not a chance. You're a parkour noob. And you think you're so good now. Just wait till I rank up.
Oh, shoot. Oh, man, that sucks. Dang, now he has to spend another
That guy, I would never let him out of the bottom layer. That guy sucks. That guy is awful. That is embarrassing.
50 years in parkour prison. Oh well. After only finding 2 noobs to feed, I went back
Later,
to the
bud.
other neighborhood where I found the old man. It just seems so weird that he disappeared out of nowhere. I wanted to see if there's a chance that he came back. But when I got to the house, a parkour master walked out the front door. Luckily, I wasn't spotted. What was a parkour master doing all the way at the
Whoa,
noob
whoa,
level?
whoa, whoa, whoa,
And
whoa,
why
whoa,
did
whoa.
he come from this house? When I thought the coast was clear, I made my way over. This couldn't be a coincidence. This is the only house I've seen with a secret room, and now a parkour master shows up here? Does the
Did they
master
have to
even
take the
know
guy
about
out?
secret room? I went to go inside, but something was wrong. There was no secret doorway. It was gone. I was sure this was the right house. That parkour master must have came here to block up the entrance. I sat there thinking about why the parkour master would do that, but nothing made sense to me. But that didn't matter to me right now. Now that I finished my daily task, it was time to try the course to rank up to become a parkour master and find this impossible jump. I got back
Was
up
the
to
old man
pro
the
level,
master? I
dropped
think
off
that-
my
that's the
daily task
implication,
paper,
but it
and
could
got
be a
ready
red
to
herring.
climb the parkour temple. Now I had one thing to worry about, and that was making this initial course to get into the temple. I wasn't worried about falling. I was worried about wasting my totem of undying. The parkour
That
master
is big.
said that
We
I
have
would
to hold
not
on to that.
survive the impossible jump. So if I got to that jump with no totem of undying, then this entire journey would be for nothing. I scaled my way up the side of the parkour temple until I got to the very top. Most of the jumps were 2-block vertical jumps, but towards the end, I had to make this 3-block jump. Now, I couldn't afford to make any mistakes. That's when I made the last jump and I was inside the parkour temple. What's crazy is that none of those jumps were a part of the real course to rank up. This was the real course. Already at first glance, I was seeing blocks I've never...
Whoa. There haven't been trees in parkour civilization for generations. We talked about this. This is where they've been kept.
Seen used in parkour. I was expecting that. There's a reason why almost no pros even attempt this course.
The old
and
man
that's
used to
because
be a
it's
I
so
think that's
dangerous.
it.
Fence
He
jumps,
gave up his life,
trapdoor
Alpha
jumps,
Flame.
and ladder jumps. The jumps just kept
I love
getting
how you
harder
remember.
and
I'm
harder
so
the more I
locked in,
looked
you
at
have
it.
no
But
idea.
I wasn't here to rank up. All I was here to do
All
was
business.
find the impossible jump that the parkour master told me about. If I find this jump and study it like he told me to, maybe I have an actual chance of becoming a parkour master. I climbed to the top of the ladder, and now I was really at the start of the course. Any fall from this height would result in death. And of course, I have to do fence jumps as the very first section. I held out my totem of undying, and I climbed on the course to begin. Fence jumps were my worst nightmare, but so far I've made 3 in a row. But I soon realized that's all I needed to do, because I think I found the impossible jump. What is this jump? Is this a 4-block vertical fence jump? There's no way this is the right way, right? But there was nowhere else to go. This was clearly the right path, but this jump it had to be impossible. Well, the master
There's a
gave
lot
me
of ways
totem
this
for
story
a
could
reason.
go.
I attempted the jump, but got nowhere close to even making it. That was it. That was my one chance to use the totem of undying.
Oh my god, he blew it. Oh my god, he blew it. He blew his totem of undying. That hurts. That's bad. That's a bad miss. That's a bad miss.
And I'm just hoping that that was the jump he was talking
That
about.
absolutely
Now,
wasn't.
I had to study the jump, and I knew just the way to do that. Fortunately, it was my neighbor who was working as the parkour delivery service today. Hey, I need a jump built in my house. Follow me. I need to show you what it looks like. All right, so for the jump I need built, it's kind of a little ways away.
That is such a
Oh,
waste of a
man.
totem, yeah.
Is the parkour jump all the way up there?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll tip you good. Just follow me. I brought my neighbor all the way up into the parkour temple and showed him the jump I wanted him to build. Since the jump was complicated, he placed down a block that copies every block on this jump. And after paying for his services, I now have this impossible parkour jump inside my own house. Now I can study this jump every single day.
He's gotta be
Turns
careful,
out
though, with
the
his
jump
landings.
was a 3-block vertical jump, but with the fences, it turns into a 4-block. It was actually impossible. So what was I missing here? I couldn't just practice this jump.
We need
because
another barrier
Parkour
block?
Civilization laws state all jumps inside your home must have a risk of dying. So practicing wasn't gonna be my best option. This doesn't make any sense. I'll think about it tomorrow, I guess. I was gonna leave it, but that's when I slipped. No! For my entire life, I've been
No, he fell during the practice? We're back on noob level. Oh, no.
Yes, I was gonna leave it, but that's when I slipped. No! For my entire life, I've been parkouring to survive. That's how any of us survive in Parkour Civilization. If you don't make the jumps, you pay the price. But no matter how many people I've seen fall, that never stopped me from believing that I could parkour all the way to the top of society. I was the first noob to ever
Dude,
rank
in the
up to
trading
become a
ground, you're
parkour
right!
pro. I beat a parkour master in
I
my
don't-
first parkour battle, and I even found the impossible jump that the parkour master told me to look for. The worst part is I was so close.
Allegedly.
I actually thought
We
I
don't
could
know
be
if that's
a
the
champion
jump.
one day, but one jump can change everything. No! I thought I was dead until I wasn't. What? How am I alive? My journey in Parkour Civilization should have ended. I was supposed to die there, but a barrier block caught my fall. This barrier block had to have been placed by someone, right? Unless it wasn't. The guy who came to deliver parkour used a device that copied every single block from the impossible jump. That had to be it. The barrier was from the impossible jump. This is what the parkour master wanted me to find. It was the way to get past the impossible.
That's so
jump.
coke,
And
but
now
I'll
that
buy
I
it.
know about it, I can actually rank up to become a parkour master. This means I was gonna have to prepare. I couldn't believe it. Just a
yeah.
few minutes ago, I was about to fall down back to the noob level and become a parkour noob forever. And now I'm preparing to rank up again to become a parkour master. Alright, let's see what my daily task is today. Parkour course building. Okay, definitely cannot skip that. The last time I tried skipping my daily task, I was assigned parkour course building, and that resulted in a parkour master challenging me to a parkour battle where I barely survived, so I'm not gonna do that again.
I didn't make
So
a
far,
parkour
this is
shot
the first
challenge.
time I've done a
50
daily
likes on the
task
stream,
that was
by the way.
located
Thank
in
y'all
Parkour
kindly.
Prison. And the only way to get there is by jumping in the void. Ever since I escaped this prison, I've never
never
been
thought
back,
we'd be
and
back
now
here.
I'm working here.
Oh, finally you're here. I thought you were never gonna show up. The parkour masters want another glass course made. And make sure you don't make the jumps too easy. There's only 2 noobs left in parkour prison, so I'll just grab one of them to do the course.
There's only 2 noobs left in Parkour Prison? I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. In Parkour Civilization, the Parkour Pros are responsible for building new parkour courses for the Parkour Masters. And since the pros would never want to try these courses on their own, the prisoners of Parkour Prison are used instead. No way, it's you again.
I knew it.
You think you're so good now.
Thank you for the
Just wait till I
flashback.
rank up.
Oh,
I needed
shoot.
that.
I'm sorry, man, but you gotta be the one to do random parkour testing today.
Why can't you pick the old guy? He's like 100 years old.
The old
Man,
guy?
I don't make the rules. You just gotta do the course.
This is too easy. I'm making it
Nope.
out of here.
No. Oh,
No. Well, hold on. Everyone. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. He'll find a way to. I bet you know what? He probably had a totem. He probably had a totem and he's sneaking his way under right now. That's the big plot twist.
No, he's gone for real this time. All right, daily task completed. One step closer to becoming a parkour master.
May you save us all, Evbo.
After a few more days of completing more
Whoa,
daily
whoa, 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 whoa.
master.
May you save us all, Evbo.
Ooh, there's a. That can mean a lot of different things. Remember this. Remember this moment.
After a few more days of completing more daily tasks, I was
should
getting
play
closer
Minecraft
to
Horror Mods
attempting the
on
course to
VR.
rank up to become a master.
Minecraft Horror Mods on VR, there's a mod for it? I'm gonna write that down. That sounds insane.
I had been planning this out carefully. I wasn't just gonna go into the hardest parkour course of my life unprepared. I had saved 4 of my daily task papers to take to the parkour training grounds. As a parkour pro, each daily task you complete gives you 15 minutes of practice time. Since I saved up, I have now 1 hour to practice as much parkour as I could. This would probably be one of the last times I could parkour without worrying about dying.
I'm gonna write that down. Thank you for the idea,
Because once I
Puffy
step
Nugget.
foot into the parkour temple to become a master, there would be no turning back. All of this preparation is relying on the fact that there actually is a secret path to get past the impossible jump. But I've come too far and I've been through too much to give up now. I have to believe there's a way to rank up. I tried practicing every jump that I remembered from the parkour temple. Most of the jumps I saw were either fences, trapdoors, or ladders, and I used my entire time in the training grounds practicing those jumps. By the end of the hour, I felt like I had unlocked parkour abilities I've never had before. I was
Oh my
speedrunning
God, our
through
boys
fence
come so
jumps and
far.
trapdoor jumps easily. 3-block jumps weren't even a challenge for me by the end of my training, and that's how I knew that it was time to head to the parkour temple and do the course to become a parkour master.
Yes, sir. He's heading to the parkour temple now. Don't worry, sir. I have something planned. I can promise you he's not making it out alive.
This was it. It was time to start the journey up the parkour temple. The
Ooh,
last time
he's
I
got
made this
ops. They're
climb,
out to
I
get
had
him.
a totem of undying for a second chance. But this time
What's
around,
up, Shadow
there
Sama?
would be no second chances. This was my last and only run. If I don't make every single one of these jumps in the parkour course, this would be the last view I ever have of parkour civilization. But that's how parkour life is. You either rise or you fall. You
That's
can never
right.
Stay in the same place. And I had decided that I was going to be the one to rise. I got to the top
Let's
of the
go.
ladder, and it was time to start the parkour course. Any fall from this height would be the death of me. But the fence jumps weren't what I was worried about. It was this, the impossible jump. This is when I find out if the secret path is real or not. I studied where the barrier block was in my house. If I wanted to land on the barrier, I would have to walk off the fence. If I jumped, I would miss the block. And that's assuming it was even there. But there's only one way to find out. I walked off the ledge, and I was alive. Was here. The secret path was real. Now I knew it was possible. It was possible to become a parkour master. I looked around for where to go next, and I saw the outline of a barrier
Oh my God, it's
3
all-
blocks to my left. And I saw the staircase of barriers that would
Hold!
lead back onto the parkour course. I've never done invisible parkour before, but there's a first time for everything. I made the 3-block jump.
We're just
and I
doing
was
this
on the
raw?
secret path. I didn't understand. Did someone make the secret path, or was the course designed like this from the beginning? Either way, however the secret path got there, it got me back on the course. And now I was gonna have to make every jump first try. Thankfully, I got past the fence section, but now I was on the trapdoors. Trapdoors were only a quarter of the size of a regular block, meaning if I missed the jump by even a little, it would be game over. This next jump was a 3-block diagonal jump. I didn't practice this jump, but I made it. I had made it past the trapdoors, but now I was on the regular doors.
This
I
is
had
too
almost
much.
no experience with door jumps, but I knew I had to be careful. If I wasn't paying attention and I opened one of the doors the wrong way, I could get knocked off, and there would be no totem of undying to save me this time. The jumps kept getting harder and harder, and each jump I felt like I was barely hanging on the edge. But it didn't matter as long as I was staying on the course. One by one, I kept making the jumps, and I was getting higher and higher off the ground. The last door jump was a 3.5-block jump. It was far, but it wasn't going to be the jump that stopped me from ranking up. I didn't like thinking about the fact that this course had no room for error. When I ranked up before, at least the course had blocks to potentially break my fall, but here, there was nothing that could save me. Luckily, I made it past the door section, and now I was onto the ladder section. Everything was going smoothly until I found something I've never seen before. Is this jump even possible? This is a 2-block vertical jump. I've never seen this jump before, but I figured it had to be possible.
Is it
I
just a
went for it,
shonen
and I
anime?
made
Dude,
it.
shonen
And that's when I
wishes-
saw
wishes
one
that
of
had
the hardest
pacing like
jumps I've
this.
ever seen. Oh no, this could be the end of me. Come on, please hang on. Oh, that was
Bro, he's pulling out new jumps like it's nothing. He has not practiced these before. He failed a 1-block jump earlier in the video, and now he's doing 3-block vertical diagonal jumps on ladders and fences and trapdoors. This
Too
is
close.
insane.
I was inches away from slipping off the ladder, but by some miracle,
might be a
I was still
parkour
on the
prodigy.
course. Now I was parkouring on fully grown trees. I
Looks
didn't
like a
even
plot
know
hole.
trees
More like
still
insane
existed in
power
Parkour
scaling.
Civilization, but I didn't have time to focus on that right now. I was looking at the last jumps.
Oh
and
my
I
God, my
realized
heart
I was
rate.
almost at the top. I was actually gonna do it. All right, where do I jump to now?
You should never say.
What
No.
what is going on? What is? Wait, no! I was too late to realize. I opened my eyes and I was still on the tree with 2 hearts left.
That person who was watching in the shadows is sabotaging him. They don't want to see another parkour master in their lifetime. They don't want to see it. They're afraid.
What happened? Was that a part of the course?
That is impressive.
I knew it!
I thought the TNT would do the trick, but you just want to stay alive.
What the? Who are you? What are you doing here? I'm so confused. What is going on?
Oh, please don't tell me you thought you were gonna rank up. You were a noob. You don't belong up there. You could never be a
Everyone
parkour
starts
master.
somewhere.
You belong at the bottom level. You were a noob. You were born to be one, and you'll always be one. And now I gotta finish the job. Prepare for a parkour battle.
Oh god, a parkour battle is not what I need right
Not
now.
right now.
I only have 2 hearts left. That means if I fail to defend any parkour
No room for
attack,
error.
that will be
There's
the
no
end of me.
way.
And to think I actually had a chance of ranking up.
Say goodbye to parkour civilization. The battle starts now. I attack you with a 2-block diagonal vertical jump.
Whoever this was severely underestimated me. I've beaten
They're
a
doing it
master in a
here?
parkour battle, and I sure wasn't gonna get out to a jump like that.
There's no point in fighting back. Your fate is inevitable.
I didn't listen to the parkour pro.
Don't
I
listen
knew
to him.
that
This
as
guy's a
long as I
parkour
could
weenie.
Parkour, I was still in this. Now, I couldn't afford to play it safe. I needed an attack that would finish him once and for all. And that meant doing a jump I've never done before. Come on, please make it. I did it.
No. What was that? What was
I
that
thought
jump?
the
Well, that would
360
be
was
a
coming.
2-block downwards backwards jump. Wait, sorry, I messed up. It's actually a 2-block downwards backwards diagonal jump. This was it. The pro lined up at the edge of the block and jumped backwards.
Come on, please. No.
I did it. I won the parkour battle, but against who?
Now, I don't want to be picky here, but the fact that this battle was initiated on the trees like this, he was worried because he only had two hearts of health. But no matter what, both of them, full hearts, 2 hearts, they were going to get insta-killed. So the stakes were the same for the both of them. I don't know how I feel about that. My soulmate in Crusader Kings 3 just died. Can I get an F in the chat? I loved her so much. Listen, I got a little bit of this violin song left. I'll dedicate the rest of it to your fallen wife. Or husband, I don't know. Everyone, please give a salute to Fabio's fallen soulmate. Thank you for the 5, Fabio. I hope your soulmate is in a better place. I hope your soulmate is hitting some sick parkour in parkour heaven. Thank you.
Who? That was just a parkour pro.
I was gone, Powers, but I'm gonna have to stay gone because of homework. Go finish your homework. Don't worry about it. Come back a smart person.
Why was another pro trying to attack me? And why did they not want me to rank up? What was all that stuff he was saying about how I was born to be at the bottom? There was too much to think about, but I had to set that aside because now I still had to worry about surviving the parkour course. And not even just the parkour jumps. Who knows if there are more traps waiting for me ahead? I took a look at the rest of the course. I could see the final stretch of jumps, and all I had to do now was
We've been here. We've been here before.
Let's
Lock in.
go.
It's all right.
All the days I was using
Leg day
my
sucks,
custom
Puffy
slime
Nugget.
block
I
jump to
hate
get
leg
to my
day.
bed were just practice for this moment.
It was
I
back
jumped
day for me.
and I made it. Now I was standing on one of the final jumps of the course, and I could see the doorway up ahead. And now were the 3-block vertical jumps. But I've been practicing for this moment. I used my momentum to do all 5 jumps in a row. In less than 10 jumps, I would be a parkour master. Now I was
Right
the
in about
tricky
this,
part.
Mark.
I've never
Remember
even
this
seen
moment.
chain jumps before, but compared to surviving a surprise attack and parkour battle, it was
This is
to
nothing.
me
Nothing.
anymore.
Light work.
I made the final chain jump, and I was 1 jump away from becoming a parkour master. This was it. This was what everything was leading
Is
up
that-
to.
that jump's
The
not
old man
possible,
that helped
is
me,
it?
The parkour master that gave me the totem, they all wanted me to make it to this point, and I wasn't gonna let them down. I jumped, and I made it. I did it. I I actually did it. I turned around and looked at how high I was off the ground. I had beaten the course that no pro even attempts to do. And now I'm about to rank
The
up.
ops are not
Once
going to
I
be
step
happy
through
about
these
this.
doors, I will no longer be a parkour pro.
Get to it,
I
get
will
to it.
be a parkour master. The door opened, revealing an entirely different room. All of the walls were made up of quartz. What was society even gonna look like up here? I couldn't describe it, but everything was so perfect compared to the layers down below. I looked over and I saw a lava parkour jump with dispensers in the middle. Oh, I know what this is. This would hopefully be the last time I ever have to wear pro boots again. I took off my boots and threw them in the
not
lava.
yet.
And now I just gotta make sure I don't fail this jump. I jumped through the dispensers and I was equipped with golden boots. I was now
The golden boots. We've come so far. When we first saw golden boots, it was the biggest lore drop we've ever seen, and now he's wearing them. I just got chills.
officially a parkour master. The last time I ranked up to become a pro, there were
This
people
is so
waiting
hype.
in the parkour temple, but now I don't see anyone here. I realized how different society was between the noob and pro levels, so how much different could this society be? Well, I guess there's only one way to find out. I walked up the stairs and I started to see the inside of the parkour temple. Alright, I think I'm ready to see what society's like up here. I walked up the stairs into the parkour master society. Oh my... Becoming a master of parkour civilization wasn't easy. I had to risk my life finding a way past
Wow, I
an
just got
impossible
baited.
jump.
This is
I had to
insane.
complete parkour jumps that I've never even done before. I even had to survive a surprise attack while trying to rank up. But no matter what challenge I faced, nothing stopped me from ranking up to become a parkour
That's the
master.
GOAT
Now,
mentality.
I get to be the first parkour pro to see what society is like up here. Oh my. This is what parkour civilization looks like as a master. Up here, only the best of the best can survive all of the jumps. One missed jump and I would rank down back to a parkour pro, and all of my work to get up here would have been
And
for
they have
nothing.
trees up
And
here.
now it looks like I'm gonna be fighting for my life every jump. As a parkour noob, I only had to do 1-block jumps. When I became a pro, those 1-block jumps turned into 2-block jumps. And now as a parkour master, everywhere I look is a 3-block jump. Except now up here,
And now you
there are
can't cheese
parkour
diagonals.
highways. It seemed like taking the highway was a little easier since the glass jumps were about 2.5 blocks. I was expecting life to be different up here, but I did not think
Only
it would
one
look
person
like
is
this.
allowed the
I mean,
diamond
were
boots,
these even
Kimberly.
houses? These were more like skyscrapers. Wait, could I actually buy a skyscraper as a master? I looked up and way up high, I saw a parkour master easily making the jumps. And just when I thought he was gonna die from fall damage, he just caught himself with a water bucket and moved on. I've never heard of water bucket parkour being a thing, but that's when I remembered
Caught
the
himself
parkour
with the-
master that I battled came down the same way.
Oh my god, he did. Hold on, let's get frame by frame here. Oh my god, how much fucking longer
Water
do I need to do
bucket
it?
parkour
Hold on.
being a thing, but that's when I remembered
Oh my god. There it is. There's the frame. Lore was hiding in plain sight and we didn't notice.
the parkour master that I battled came down the same way. So parkour masters can use water to never take fall damage? Alright, well it looks like I gotta go find myself a water bucket.
Go find
I made
yourself
my
some
way
food
over to what
first.
Looked like to be some sort of parkour staircase. And this definitely didn't look like an easy
I
staircase
don't know either,
to
Spiders.
climb.
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't do that if I were you.
Oh no, my first day as a parkour master and I'm already in trouble? I turned around but didn't see anybody until a parkour master dropped down out of nowhere.
It seems like you're new here. You should probably get off the staircase if you don't have your water bucket yet.
Okay, I'm not gonna fight back on this one, not trying to make enemies on my first day. The master explained that I shouldn't be going up high without a water bucket, because one missed jump and I'll die from fall damage. And he said masters never die from fall damage. Okay,
That would be
so
extremely
how do I get a
noobie.
water bucket then?
Do you even have a house yet?
No?
Alright, buddy. You should probably get a house first. Like that one over there. You need something on the ground level. Something where you don't have to go up high for.
Are you serious?
Those are
actually
houses?
Okay, so how do I get a house? The master showed me the building where I could buy my parkour skyscraper.
You're new here. I'll help you out a little bit. I'm kind of rich, so just take this and hopefully that will help you buy your first house.
You're Rich? Wait, what does that mean? It was already clear that I knew nothing about
Look at him
what
doing
life
3
was
block
like up
jumps
here.
like it's
The parkour
nothing.
master dropped me 5 oak blocks. Why would he drop me these? Wait, how much is a skyscraper gonna cost? I made my way over to the shop where I was gonna buy my first house as a parkour master. I walked inside and this store looked nothing like all of the other shops I bought houses from. Instead, there was just one giant hole in the middle. Okay, don't tell me I have to do this jump to buy a skyscraper. Is this even possible?
Okay, clearly you have no idea how this works. You have to build your jump, buddy.
Let's go. I could build my own jump to pay for my house? Now I understand why the parkour master gave me these blocks. Alright, what am I gonna build? Wait, how do I even know this is gonna be enough to buy the house? Can't you just tell me how much the house costs?
My
No,
membership.
that's your job.
No,
I'm
Skeleton
warning
Burger
you.
Man.
If you don't pay enough, I'm not gonna sell you a house.
Okay, I have to guess the price. That's just great. Let's just hope this 3-block diagonal jump works. Nice. Alright.
That's not enough.
Bro, you're kidding, right? You're trying to buy a skyscraper. Why would you think that would work? If I had a dirt
I need
house
at least
to
a
sell, I wouldn't even give it
720.
to you for that.
Okay, that's not good. Now I just wasted 3 of the blocks I had. How am I possibly gonna make a jump hard enough to buy a skyscraper with 1 block? Okay, let's see. This is a 3-block jump and then into a 2-block jump. Oh god, I have an idea and I don't like it. But if I'm gonna buy a parkour skyscraper, I think this is my only choice. This is such a bad idea. Why am I doing this? Whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. 1, 2. Oh, I cannot believe I just...
I said the 720. I think. All right, you know how things go around here. We're doing the 360 analysis.
Bad idea. Why am I doing this? Whatever, I'm just gonna go for it.
Okay, we start here.
1.
And check the landing. Check the landing. Oh, that's like a 340. That's like a 340 at best. What's up, pork? That's a 340. You don't... That doesn't escape these eyes. All right, let's check now.
2.
That's a 360. That's like a 380. We got like a 340 and a 380. I'll let it slide.
Oh, I cannot believe I just made that.
I've never even seen a 360.
What's up,
but
Foster?
You just paid me with 2 in a row. This is incredible. Let me show you to your parkour skyscraper.
If there's one thing I know about life and...
Is the stream lagging or was I just pausing? Am I lagging? Hold on. Doesn't say I'm lagging. Doesn't look like I'm lagging. Am I lagging? I already watched all of Parkour, so no lag for me. Yeah, I think it's alright. I'm just gonna keep pressing on, just in case. But
Parkour Civilization, it's that a 360 can solve everything.
just
All
want to be
right,
sure.
here's your new house.
All
I
good?
have to be the first person in history to have bought a house on the noob level, the pro level, and the master level.
I think they just thought
I
might be
cannot
your
wait to
internet.
check
All
this
good.
out.
Don't
Wait,
worry about
how
it.
do I even get up here?
Oh, yeah. Usually when people buy this house, they water bucket from all the way up there to get inside.
I have to jump from all the way up there just to get up 1 block?
No, since you paid me a lot, I'll help you out.
The guy told me I could use this block instead of water bucketing, but he said as a parkour master, if you're caught using this, everyone will make fun of you. That means I'm gonna have to get a water bucket before I become a social outcast up here. Alright, time to check out the biggest house I've ever bought in Parkour Civilization. The downside
Oh
about being
my
a parkour master is
God.
every jump in my life is now so much harder. The houses up here had so many more spaces to fall through. I even had to jump if I wanted to go on the couch. But that's what it means to be a master in Parkour
That is.
Civilization.
You
Parkour
don't fuck
masters
around
are
around
never
here.
supposed to fall, no matter how hard the jump is. So, I guess I have to do all these glass jumps every time I want to get to the top floor of my house. When I climbed up the ladder, I was in my very own garden. I didn't even know nature like this still existed in Parkour Civilization, but now I have it in my house. This entire level of civilization was still so crazy to me. I couldn't even believe half of the things I was seeing. Never in my life would I have thought I would have to swim up a waterfall to get to the top floor of my house. I was so amazed by everything around me that I didn't even pay attention to the fact that I
When
was
someone
at 2
get-
hearts.
when
If I
someone
missed
gives a
one of
membership,
these
does it
jumps
last
and
longer
took
than a
fall
month?
damage,
No, it
might
only
be
lasts
the
for a
end.
month,
But I'm
unless
a
you
master
renew it
now, So I
yourself.
never missed jump. No, I missed 1 parkour jump and I took 1.
Someone get this guy some
leaving
food!
me
He's a
with 1 parkour.
master!
I was so focused on buying a house that I didn't even realize I had no food or no regeneration. I was still suffering the consequences from the ambush at the parkour temple. Now that I had time to process the situation, there was no way that person acted alone. Someone didn't want me to rank up, and whoever that is still out there. I didn't know. Maybe it was another parkour master, or maybe it
I'm
was
actually
someone
so
else.
invested.
All I knew is that I was gonna have to figure out something quick. If
Is
I
that the
wanted to
final
survive.
layer?
If I missed one more jump, my entire journey would be for nothing. So if I was gonna have any chance at surviving, I was gonna need to find a place to get food. I went down the parkour highway until I saw a massive building in the distance.
I can
I
buy
was just
membership on
hoping
your
that this
channel?
was a place to get food. because
I think
had
there's like a
400
dollar
bars
sign
left,
icon.
and I don't even want to think
I don't
about
fully
what
know
might
how it
happen
works.
if I lose the ability to sprint. I walked into the building and
Some
so
people
far,
can't do
I
it, it's
didn't
weird.
see anything that resembled food. All I
It's
saw
only
were
99 cents, though, if
dispensers
you're
and
interested.
hoppers on the wall. All of the dispensers had different types of parkour items listed above them. Maybe this was a place I could go and get more
Or
blocks
you get
to build
gifted.
more jumps. Or maybe not. Why don't these machines even work? I'm not getting anything.
Hey, buddy, you're not seriously trying to rob the parkour bank, are you?
The parkour bank? I already knew parkour
Why is
was
bro
how
trying to
people
rob the
paid each other
parkour
in
bank?
Parkour Civilization, but this was different. Someone walked up with a piece of paper and put it into the dispenser.
Like
In
Brain Ball
exchange,
here.
They got wood blocks.
Brain
for it.
Ball
I
just
realized
became
the
a
paper
member.
the guy
Follow
put
Brain
into the
Ball's
dispenser
example.
was something I was already familiar with.
Thank you,
it
Brain
must
Ball.
have been a daily task paper, which means not even being a parkour master can get me out of work.
You might not
On
be
the
able to
other
do it
side
on
of the
mobile.
bank,
Thank
I
you,
saw a
Brain Ball.
staircase that was definitely too hard to do with one heart left.
Hey man, I don't mean to assume anything, but the top floor is for people with money. You can come back when you're rich, though.
How does every parkour master know that this is my first day here? All right, well, I found the bank, but that didn't help
Word
me at all.
spreads
The
fast on
situation
this
was
layer.
getting worse as I kept going on. I was now down to 3.5
Thank you, Alpha
hunger
Flame.
bars. If I didn't get food within a few minutes, I would lose my sprint, and every 3-block jump that I've been doing would be impossible. Okay, I really hope this place sells food.
Yeah, this is the place for food. You just gotta build your jump.
Oh, this is it. I'm done for. I have no blocks left. I have no way of paying for anything in Parkour Civilization. I'm gonna be the first parkour master in history to starve. How embarrassing is that?
That is
Wait a minute.
extremely
Unless
embarrassing.
Parkour can be used for anything, and that includes bribing parkour pros. Could I bribe a parkour master for food? Would that work? I mean, maybe it could. What the? Where did that person just come from? Oh my god, she probably fell from.
What? No, wait. Who was that? This is someone we haven't seen before. Okay, but they have the gold boots. Okay. So, okay.
Maybe it could.
The
What
answer just landing in
Where
their lap?
did that person just come from? Oh my god, she probably fell from all the way up there. Well, oh well, free blocks for me. Let's go, I'm saved. In my entire
That's a
life,
conspiracy.
Parkour
I don't
Civilization,
believe it.
I've never even seen ice jumps, but now wasn't the time to be scared of jumps. I needed the food. All right, what does 2 3-block ice jumps get me?
Dude, you seriously paid that much?
Wait, what do you mean paid that much? Did I pay a lot? Ice jumps were apparently worth a lot in Parkour Civilization because I got
64 golden carrots?
Please come back, bro. Anytime.
Let's go. I'm not going to be the first parkour master in history to starve. Now I actually have
This
a
is a
chance to
ripoff!
start living life as a parkour master. I don't even know what to do now. Do I go to work or do I get a water bucket?
Get a water
yeah,
bucket.
I'm definitely getting a water
Yeah.
bucket. I took the parkour highway until I found a different building. Hopefully
He
this
is
will be
absolutely
the place where I
set.
could get a water bucket because it didn't really seem like I was a parkour master until I got one. I walked into the building and I saw a giant glass staircase with a small platform on top.
I
And
know,
on the
golden
floor, It
carrots.
looked like there was some sort of target.
You're here for a water bucket?
Oh, yeah. Is this the place I get one?
You don't just get one, you pay for one with your life. Climb up to the top of the staircase and grab a water bucket. If you make it, you keep it.
Of course, I have to risk my life yet again. Getting a water bucket was the only thing different in Parkour Civilization. Usually, you pay for everything with parkour, but not this time. It didn't matter though. The fear of death never stopped me before.
Yes, sir. Somehow he ranked up. I don't know. It doesn't
Bro,
matter.
everyone's
Maybe
hating on
he
my
died
man's
from the
success.
water bucket,
Later, Mark.
But if he doesn't, we'll be there to stop him.
I somehow made it to the top of the glass staircase. I can confidently say that stairs are the worst thing about being a parkour master. But right now, stairs were the least of my worries. I opened the chest to see a bunch of water buckets. The only way I'm gonna be able to keep one of these is if
Okay.
I go for the water bucket jump and make it successfully. If I make it, I'll have the ability to unlock an entirely new level of parkour. And if I don't, well, my entire journey's been for nothing. But that's the way life is in Parkour Civilization. You jump to survive. And I happen to
So
be pretty
real.
good at it. Why did I do this to myself? I should have never ranked up. Life as a parkour noob was so much easier. I gotta say, life as a parkour master is awesome. I mean, this is what it's like being at the
Whoa.
top of Parkour Civilization.
Okay, that was
No
some insane
way.
pacing.
Did I seriously just catch another
Oh, shit.
master doing a 1-block jump to get to
Oh,
his
dude,
house?
Ryu is gonna clown on you.
I don't even know how this got here. Okay, now I have to start going to my house the real way, and that means taking a trip on the parkour staircase. Here in Parkour Civilization, masters should never be seen doing 1-block jumps. jumps. If you're caught, you will basically become a laughingstock in Parkour City. I tried keeping the 1-block jump to my house for as long as possible because I was avoiding getting to my house the real way. And that's because the real way to my house sucks. If I miss even one of these water bucket jumps, it would be game over for me. But everyone
Lock
up here
in.
knows
Simple.
that the best parkour masters never take fall damage. And I was gonna be one of the best. Please don't let me die. Oh, thank you. All that just to get to my house. But this is the price I paid to become a parkour master.
Dude, this
I
lore is
defied
actually
death too
insane.
many times to count to rank up. And now,
I have my
as a
parents'
master
credit
in
card saved on
Parkour
my PC. Should I
Civilization,
use
the
it?
only way to survive is by doing
Absolutely.
the hardest possible jumps. These were jumps I could only dream of when I was a parkour noob. But now that I earned my water bucket, I have the ability to become the greatest master in Parkour Civilization. My first
Give
days on
them
this
some
level were confusing,
subs.
but now I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of it. As a parkour pro, I was required to do a daily task.
Why is
every
everyone
single
saying
day.
no?
But now as a master, I can choose to do a task whenever I want. Instead of being paid in practice time, the masters get paid with blocks. As a master, if you want to pay for things, you have to build your own jumps. That means the more blocks you have, the more powerful you are as a master. And right now, I can't make many parkour jumps, so that's why I gotta work. Parkour delivery.
How long are you
here.
streaming?
Come in.
All right, let's.
If you actually have your parents' credit card and you shouldn't be buying stuff on it, please don't spend any money on here. I don't. You might be joking. I'm just trying to be careful. I have some squares in my chat who'll get on to me, so I have to do the right thing. How long am I going to be streaming? There is 40 minutes left in this video, and then we'll see. That might be it. After that, we'll kind of see how it shapes up.
Let's hope I can do this job well. Hey there, you wanted some parkour built, right?
Yeah, that's right. I ordered my new chain couch. You can put it right over there.
I can't say I've
Wait, so
heard of a
masters
chain
work
couch
for
before,
masters?
but I guess there's a first time for everything. All right, I think I built this right. Is this what you wanted?
Oh, yeah, this is a real couch. Maybe if you're as rich as me one day, you can afford one of these.
Sure. Well, I hope you enjoy
Okay, that's
it.
an
Oh, shoot, no. Bro, am I seriously not gonna get a tip? Dude, that guy said he was rich too. I could have gotten some ice blocks.
The rich guy is
The
down!
truth about being a parkour master is that people don't always get along. Not only do you have to survive every single jump, but you have to be ready to defend yourself with parkour.
Whoa, buddy. What do you think you're doing? Everyone knows I'm the guy who sells houses. Go and take a different job.
Wait, what do you mean? My job today is to sell houses. You can't just skip one day.
Was that
Come
guy
on,
a
man.
Dark
I need
Souls
the money.
character? It
That's
might have
it.
just been a
Parkour
night.
battle. You and me right now.
And by defend yourself, I mean being prepared for a random parkour battle at any
Okay,
point. For
okay,
my
whoa,
first
whoa, whoa,
move,
whoa,
I
whoa.
attacked with a 3-block diagonal jump into a 3-block vertical diagonal jump. I thought it was a strong attack, but the parkour master clearly had no problem with it. Now it was his turn to attack, and I was in serious trouble. The parkour master built a 3-block chain jump.
Let's see you try to defend against
It's
this
so
attack,
peak though,
buddy.
Gabriel.
I don't even have chains to build with. I can't do this jump.
Then you have officially lost the parkour battle.
Oh, that's so
Selling house job
stupid.
is mine again.
And there it was. That was my first time losing a parkour battle. But that's
He just
a
got
part of the
material
learning process
gapped.
for being a
What?
parkour master. But even though I've learned so much, there's one thing that I've yet to figure out, and that's how to get to the top of the parkour temple. If I make it up there, I could potentially be the parkour champion, but I didn't see a way up. Back when I was a parkour pro, I could see the path on the side of the wall to rank up, but now there's nothing here.
That's because you can't see it. It's said that only the parkour champion
You again.
knows the
Oh,
way
this
up.
guy lost
Standing
all of his
behind me was the
aura.
master that I beat in
Yeah,
my first
yeah,
parkour
yeah,
battle. He
yeah.
was the one who gave me the totem of
Yeah,
undying
this guy
and
can't
helped
even
me
do
find the way past the
360s.
impossible jump.
Yeah,
Without his help, I
whatever,
would have never become a
blah,
parkour
blah, blah,
master,
blah, blah,
and I wouldn't
blah,
even
blah,
be
blah,
alive
hawk
right
to,
now.
hawk to,
I
blah,
knew
blah, blah.
giving you that totem of undying was a good choice. Now that you ranked up, you have the chance to save all of parkour civilization by becoming
Whoa.
the champion.
Save
Vivily's
parkour
out of town.
civilization? Wait, what are you talking about? Why do I need to be the one to become the parkour champion?
You don't know.
Can we get a recap? I just got here. Ugh, where do I even start? This is Parkour Civilization. In Parkour Civilization, everything is decided by parkour. Everyone starts off as a parkour noob where you only have to do one block jumps to get around. But if you complete parkour challenges, you move up the parkour totem pole. And that is symbolized by the color of your boots. You see, this guy has gold boots. That means he is a parkour master. We're learning that the parkour world needs to be saved by this guy who's naturally really good at parkour. Right now he's at the parkour master level, but only one person can have parkour diamond boots. If you have the diamond boots, you are the parkour champion, so there's only one at any time. anything is decided by parkour. You have to get houses with parkour. Your work is decided by parkour. And at any time, you can be challenged to a parkour challenge where two people compete and they do parkour moves against each other. And whoever wins the challenge. And then whatever reward is wagered at the start of that is then granted to the victor. And there's different types of jumps you could go for. You could go for just long jumps, vertical jumps, which means that they're like up a layer. Our protagonist here is really good at 360s. That is kind of their specialty. And then you could also mix things up by depending on what material you use. So there are fence jumps. So you jump on fences instead. Chain jumps, ice jumps, which are apparently really looked on very fondly with the parkour masters. He got a lot of wealth for doing an ice jump. So right now we're at a point where he's now a parkour master and he needs to become the parkour champion to save the world. Did you get all of that? All right, we're gonna move on.
Understand. We are at war. We thought all.
And now we're at war!
Before you ranked up. You don't understand. People aren't supposed to rank up, but you did it anyways. You need to come with me now.
What is going on? There's a parkour war and somehow I'm supposed to be the champion? Oh, what am I getting myself into? I should have never ranked up. I was happy in my mansion. The master brought me into the parkour temple and I followed him until he showed me a secret room. When I walked inside, I saw a small scale version of a map of the entire parkour civilization. The master said he had a mission for me. He told me to travel as far north as I could and find the highest parkour highway there is. He told me there's a building there that's extremely difficult to get into, but if I could get into it, I could get the truth about parkour civilization. He told me to go at night, and if I succeed, I might be able to save everyone. It was time. I woke up in the middle of the night. This was a stealth mission. If everything went according to plan, I would get in and get out and no one would see me. And obviously that's assuming the parkour master isn't leading me into a trap, but for whatever it's worth, I trust him. If he was trying to stop me from ranking up, he wouldn't have given me the totem of undying.
I'm still curious how he got that totem.
If he wanted me dead, I would have been dead already. But at this point, I wasn't doing it for the parkour master. I was doing it for me. If there was any chance I could figure out the truth about
Jackson, please do not spam in my chat. Please.
parkour civilization, I was gonna take it. All I know is someone tried to stop me from ranking up, and this place might give me answers. I traveled north like the master told me to, and all the way at the top, I saw the parkour highway I needed to get to. There was no turning back.
The parkour highway. So that... the parkour highway that leads to the top parkour layer.
Going up this might be a one-way trip, but if what I was doing actually could save parkour civilization, then someone's got to be the one to do it. So why not me? Now that I was at the top of the staircase, getting to the parkour highway was a different story. I didn't even know if this jump was possible. Oh, I'm gonna regret this. I backed up to get momentum and I jumped. No, no, no! I thought it was too short, but I made it. Okay, that was way too close. That better be the last time I do something like that. Given that this place I was trying to find wasn't supposed to be found, that probably wouldn't be the case. I kept going on the parkour highway until I saw a building. This one looked different than all the other buildings in Parkour City, and I had a feeling that it wasn't going to be easy to get to. But that's why the master sent me, the guy who's never failed a jump before. Yeah, let's pretend that's true. The entrance to the building looked like it was guarded by a difficult
do you have a Discord server? I do not.
As long as there were no people around, I was just fine with doing parkour. But if people were to show up and challenge me to a parkour battle, well, it's been a good run. This next jump was a 4
That's a 4 blocker. Yeah. You gotta use your water bucket. Use the water bucket. Use the water bucket.
That this mission would be difficult, and if there's someone to do it, it was gonna be
use the water bucket.
Momentum, and I made the 4-block jump.
Don't scare me like that.
Jump down, and now
okay, here comes the ice jump.
I stood on a path of ice blocks, and at the end, there was a jump way too far to even comprehend. This could have been a 6-block jump. I couldn't believe it. I tried looking around for barrier blocks. Maybe there was a secret path to this as well, but I found nothing. Somehow, I was gonna have to make this jump. And I think I had an idea of how I might be able to do it. Okay, well, I get one chance at this. Oh man, if only I was rich enough to buy ice blocks to practice. Oh, I do not want to do that again. There must be
He's just a natural at ice jumps.
Okay, back to the secret mission. Now,
I gotta watch that jump again.
Oh man, if only I was rich enough to buy ice blocks to practice. Oh, I do not want to do that again. There must be a parkour god looking out for me. Okay, back to the secret mission.
Thank you, parkour god.
I was just hoping I didn't walk into an ambush. I walked inside and I saw a giant hole in the floor with some parkour jumps up top. I was thankful that I didn't see anyone waiting for me. And what I wasn't thankful for was this glass pane staircase. Oh,
I renewed
why
my
do they have to
membership
make
at
staircases
2:30
so
a.m. when my
complicated
parents
in
are
Parkour
asleep?
Civilization?
Holy.
This was supposed to be a stealth mission, but the staircase is making it really hard for that to be possible. After too long, I made it up the staircase into the top floor. I looked around but didn't see anyone. All I saw was some weird pedestal in the middle and some giant
Okay,
screen.
we
What
might be
is
getting an
this
insane
thing?
lore
This
dump.
looks so what the
Whoa.
Look, I told you it was possible.
No way. That was actually incredible. All right, well, I got my money's worth.
Let's go. I got paid for parkour.
If you want, I can keep making more parkour for you to do, and I'll pay you for it.
Whoa, what just happened? How did I see that vision? That's my memory, isn't it? That's Siwa.
No. Wait, was Parkour Civilization made? No way, was Parkour Civilization made by that guy from the beginning? Wait. What type of boots did he have? He had diamond boots. Oh my god, the answer was in plain sight. It was in plain sight the entire time and we just didn't see it. There's no way. There's no way.
Parkour.
If you want, I can keep making more parkour for you to do, and I'll pay you for it.
Whoa, what just happened? How did I see that vision? That's my memory, isn't it? That's Siwa. I've lived that before. What is going on? I walked over to the screen and opened the book on the desk. It said, enter user. Well, I was here for information, wasn't I? Might as well see what this does. I put my name into the book and put it back on the desk, and text appeared on the screen. Rank? Noob.
That's not right.
How? I'm a
That's not
master,
right.
though.
He's wearing
Before
gold.
I could think any further, someone appeared right
Wait a
behind me.
minute!
Before they saw me, I ran and hid behind the
Whoa,
bush.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa,
no,
whoa,
this is
whoa,
not
whoa,
good. This is
whoa,
not
whoa.
good.
Oh man, going into work late today, I guess. Or
What? Is that me? What? That's Red Pepper. What? What? No. Oh my god, what? What? I need to see the
Any
face.
further, someone appeared right behind me. Before they saw me, I ran and hid behind the bush. Oh no, this is not good. This is not good.
oh man, going into work late today, I guess. Or early maybe. I don't know.
So far, the person didn't see me, but that's when someone else came into the room. It was Siwa. I know him, don't I? He's from my memory. I saw him walk up to the desk and start putting something in the book.
Wait, he's
and
not-
the player that was on the pedestal started.
Dude, I'm freaking
I
out.
saw him walk up to the desk and start putting
What is
something
he?
in the
Yeah,
book.
what does he have
And the
gold
play-
now? That's me. Dude, that's my skin. That is my skin. Palpers. Anything? What? What?
Player that was on the pedestal started moving. I watched as this player with no boots walked up to a parkour.
I need to
jump
see
and
the face.
Failed the one block jump.
And we got another noob. Good. We needed more of those.
What is going on?
We'll never get to see
You
his
can come out
face.
from behind that bush, you know.
Oh no, this is not good. Okay, time to improvise.
I mean, bro, the bush is see-through. You really thought that was gonna work?
Okay, can you just tell me what's going on? Why did I see
The
you when
average
I-
Palpers moment. Dude, there's no way I show up in Parkour Civilization, fail a one block jump, and die. And that's just my role. There's no way, right? That
stepped
can't
on that
be.
pedestal? We know each other. That's our memory.
Nope. That's just what every new person sees. It's a fake memory to make you think that parkour is how you succeed in life. I mean, why else would people parkour if it wasn't for money or social status?
So it was all just a lie? I don't get it. What is this for? These 3 jumps. That new player just fell through on the first one. What happened to him? Siwa explained that these 3 jumps decide whether a new player becomes a noob, a pro, or a master. These 3 jumps right when you join Parkour Civilization decide your entire fate? How is that fair?
It's not about fair, it's about order. If you can't parkour, you deserve to be at the bottom.
This is so messed up. This is so messed up. How is this happening? I can't let this keep going on. I have to find a way to stop this. this.
This is
If I
insane.
can attack him with a parkour jump, he has no choice but to battle me.
You
I
think
have
you're
to do
gonna-
an attack that he'll never be able to do. It's time to go for the 720.
I wouldn't do that.
He's
if I-
going for the 720! I said that as a joke! And he's actually gonna go for the 720?
if I were you.
I looked over and see what already had an attack built. It was with candles.
Yep, candle jump. One attack from this and it does 10 hearts, and that's good night for you.
I was finished. I couldn't attack. I
Bro
couldn't
is
do anything.
finished!
I was defenseless. So what happens now?
Despite my best efforts to get rid of you, I couldn't do it, so someone else will.
Siwat placed down a parkour jump made out of brewing stands. I've never even heard of parkour with brewing stands before.
Interesting thing about brewing stand jumps, they aren't just difficult, but they can deal any potion effect you want.
This was it. I had no brewing stands to defend myself. I took the hit and slowly started fading away.
Have fun with the champion in the arena.
No pressure at all. Just 1 minute before I fight the parkour champion. All right, I'm gonna take.
He's fighting the
32
champion. He's
blocks.
fighting the
I
champion!
really just hope there's a chance that the greatest player in parkour civilization doesn't know how to do a 360. I was now getting ready to fight the parkour champion in the arena. The worst part is that I was only allowed to bring in 64 blocks to fight with. I had no clue what the parkour champion was gonna attack me with, so I decided to take some of every block. This was life or death. If by some miracle I could defend the parkour champion.
A question. Parkour civilization geniuses, lore experts. He brought in 32 wooden planks. Is making a crafting table legal? Is that a legal move? Can you use that to create a crafting table and then make other materials if you need them? Is that a legal maneuver, or will that get you banished from parkour society? Someone has to know. Probably not. I don't know. They can't have me around these parts. That's why they had me fail that one block jump, which is completely inaccurate, by the way, but I digress because I asked too many questions.
Attacks, I would have to use these blocks to build the hardest parkour jumps I've ever done. I wanted to believe that I could win, but deep down I knew that this could very well be the end of my journey.
Before you step into the arena, drop all of your blocks. I need to count if you are bringing 64.
These are the blocks I'm bringing. It should add up to 64.
It actually doesn't add up to 64. It adds up to 36, 40, 44, 48, 52. Yeah, it adds up to 60. You got 4 more, bro. That's what I thought.
I need to count if you are bringing 64.
These are the blocks I'm bringing. It should add up to 64.
You're good. You may now fight the parkour champion.
This was it. One way or another, this would be
Brother,
my
you're
final battle in
grieving!
Parkour civilization. The door opened and I stepped into the parkour arena. It was time to fight. If I somehow beat the parkour champion, maybe I have a way to save everyone in parkour civilization. But if I lose, which let's be honest here, is very much possible, well...
He
let's
says
just say
that
I
every
should've
time
died a
before
long
a
time
big
ago.
dub.
I thought the parkour civilization I was living in was fair and a place where everyone could parkour to
No.
rank up
No,
in
it's
society.
not.
But I was wrong.
The
I
game was
discovered
rigged from the
truth,
start.
that your entire fate is decided by 3 jumps. And there are people at the top of parkour civilization that will stop at nothing to keep this order. Unfortunately, I couldn't discover the truth without paying the price. And now there's nothing I can do.
Have fun with the champion in the arena.
And now it's time to fight the champion. Wait, what? You're not the champion? Who are you? You're a pro. What are you doing here? I thought I was fighting the champion.
Oh, yeah, you have to fight me first. Please just go easy on me, though. It's my first time here.
Okay, I guess I'm not fighting the champion first. I
Oh,
have
what
to
a-
fight a parkour
what a
pro.
build-up.
This is really weird. I've never even fought a pro. What jumps
legendary
can they
power-
even do?
yeah,
I forgot.
exactly.
For my first attack, I attacked with a 3-block
Exactly,
vertical
also,
jump. I
exactly.
didn't want to do anything too crazy on my first
Fallout New
attack,
Vegas
because if I
reference.
missed,
Oh,
I
Fallout
didn't
New
get the
Vegas
chance to
reference.
attack. I run the risk of taking damage. But fortunately, it seemed like this fight was going to be easier than I thought. Until something happened. The blocks that I used for my attack all disappeared. In the parkour arena, if you place blocks, you will never get them back. And now I realized why I was fighting a parkour pro. It was genius, actually. If I wasted all of my blocks before getting to the champion, I would have no fighting chance. Hey, quick question. The people who put you here, what did they say you were here for?
Oh, yeah, they said I would be warming up the crowd, you know, for, like, the fight.
Warming up the crowd. You know there's literally no one watching, right?
Yeah, I know. Please just get this over with.
Oh god, I'm a terrible person.
Damn, that's
Man,
tough.
This is the weirdest parkour battle ever. For my second attack, I built a 4-block jump. And of course, it was successful once again. But at this point, I wasn't worried about winning. I was worried about the blocks I was losing for every attack. There was no way
Follow
I could
New
afford to
Vegas
use more
reference.
than 2
Ha,
blocks
jingle,
for an
jingle,
attack,
jingle.
at least not in this fight. For the final attack, I did a backwards jump.
Did you just go backwards?
This is not going to be pretty. Oh, shoot. Oh, that was not how I thought it was going to turn out. It was a little unfortunate that I essentially wasted 2 blocks on that jump since he didn't even try it, but at least I survived the first parkour battle without taking any damage. So now what happens? Do I fight the champion? I stood there on the platform not knowing what to do until I saw someone jumping towards me. Alright, this is it. This is the battle for life or death. Let's get this over with. So, you must be the champion, right?
Me? The champion?
Look at the
You're
color
joking,
of his
right? Look at my
boots, dude.
I'm a master. Do these look diamond to you?
Okay, well, I don't know. I thought I was fighting the champion, so when does that happen?
You still have 2 more people to go through if you want to see the champion, but you're not making it past me. Let's go. Start the battle.
This is not good. I have to win 2 more parkour battles if I want to even see the champion. It was clear that the odds were stacked against me, but that wasn't going to stop me from trying. Now, I was fighting against a master. This means I couldn't hold back with my attacks. I was going to have to attack with harder jumps. I decided this was a good time to use one of my stairs. For my first attack, I did a 4-block diagonal stair jump, but I was in trouble. Even for myself, I knew the attack was too easy.
That's what you're attacking me
I
with?
say not
I was
enough
getting
fine
ready for the
moons.
master to easily defend my attack, but by some miracle, he
This guy's such a bum.
failed it.
What?
The master didn't know, but I realized he
what?
did the jump wrong. He tried doing a harder jump than my attack. I got lucky with that first attack, but that wasn't gonna happen again. I needed to do harder jumps. I used 2 more of my stairs to build another 4-block diagonal jump.
360?
If I make this, I would only need 1 more attack to win the battle. But I missed. I came so close, but I didn't land on the stair.
Wasted another 2 stairs, I see. Even if you do beat me, you'll have no blocks to fight the champion with.
He's got
The
so
master
many
was
blocks
right. I
left.
was
What are you
running out of
talking
blocks
about?
quickly. I only had 1 stair left, and I wasn't even done with my
I'm back
second
from Minecraft
battle.
Story
I
Mode
watched
Live.
as the
That was a
master
good
built
one.
his first attack. I was gonna have
What's
to
up,
defend
Johan?
myself against a 4-block ice jump.
Go on, use some of your ice blocks.
You
I'm sure you
don't-
don't have that many of them.
Don't
He
use
was
a.
right. I only had 4 ice blocks.
You
left.
dare challenge
Even
him
the
to an
best case
ice
scenario
block
where I
challenge?
defend this attack, I'll only have 2 ice blocks left. I went for the jump, and I almost slid off. But I
Nope,
stayed
nope,
on.
nope.
Oh, that was too close. Okay. It was now my turn to attack, but this battle was
George
taking
of the
too
jungle.
long. I knew what the master was doing. He was trying to make me waste all of my blocks, but there was no way I could let that happen, which means I could only do
All
one
the
thing.
members,
I needed to build an attack
post
that would
the
end
George
this
of the
battle
jungle
right
emote.
now, and I knew just the way to do it. In a
Boom.
parkour battle, the harder the attack is, the more damage it does. And I was about to attack with
I
one
might
of
do
the
that,
hardest
Maxie.
parkour combos I've ever done. All right, 4-block jump into a 2-block. Let's do this. I attacked with a 4-block jump into a 360.
Oh, he's
let's
getting
go. I
custom.
actually made it. That was the craziest parkour combo I've ever done. All right, buddy, your turn. 4-block jump into a 2-block 360.
You know how we fucking roll around here, though. We do our 360 analysis.
Done. All right, 4-block jump into a 2-block. Let's do this. I attacked with a 4.
All right, what angle are we taking the 360 at? All right, this is where the 360 begins. Oh, that's a 360 and a half right there. There we go. That's a good one. No doubts on that
4-block
one.
jump into a 2-block. Let's do this. I attacked with a 4-block jump into a 360, and I made it. Oh, let's go.
That was
I
clean.
actually made it.
Good,
That was the
good.
craziest parkour combo I've ever done. All right, buddy, your turn. 4-block jump into a 2-block 360.
This is impossible.
I watched as the parkour master attempted the combo.
Bro, 360s live rent-free in these guys' heads. These guys are bums. Look at this
To a
attempt.
2-block 360.
This is impossible.
I watched it.
Hold on. Let me get the proper song for this. What was that? Where's the rotation? He gave up! That was like a 30! But he had to do a 360, he did like a 30! What was that? What was that? That was pathetic. That was pathetic and you should be ashamed. What song is this? I need this song. Kids these days haven't heard of the Derp song? It's the Derp song. You guys haven't heard of the Derp song? Oh my god, I am old. Kids don't know about the Derp song anymore. This is so sad.
Combo and failed. 360.
This is impossible.
All right.
I watched as the parkour master attempted the combo and failed.
Can I have 3 cobble, please, Mr. Palper? Let me, everyone, please give this poor soul some cobble. Palpers, you should make a soundboard with all these audios. I do need to get a soundboard.
And the damage was enough to win the parkour battle. It worked. That parkour combo that I did may have just saved my life, at least for now.
You
If
still have
that
so
master
many
was
blocks.
Telling the truth, I still have to win one more battle if I want to
Right,
fight
right,
the
one more
champion.
battle.
There
All
was
right.
nothing else
Let's
I
get
could
to the
do.
champion.
I tried looking around for a way to escape, but there was nowhere I could go. The only way out of this arena is to continue fighting.
Thanks, Mr.
From
Palper.
across the arena, the
Do what I
path
can.
opened up, and my third opponent jumped towards me.
F-Bo, you've come so far, but this is as far as
Oh,
you
this
go.
guy has
I'm
no
afraid
aura.
you
This guy
won't
is a
make it
bum.
Past me to fight the champion. Let's begin.
I'm taking
Okay,
a-
let's do this. It's just another master. I just beat one before.
Just
and I can do
another
it again.
master.
If I
Look
can
how
finish
far my
this
boy
battle
has
with
come.
A couple parkour combos, I might have enough blocks to fight the champion. For my first attack, I
I
decided
know,
to
right?
go
I'm
through
rolling
4
my
block
eyes,
jumps.
too.
I thought this combo would be hard, but I had no clue who I was facing. The
Just
master
use your
made me jump
360s!
easily, and my attack was unsuccessful. Now, I
Of
was
course.
in huge trouble. Unlike all the other people I faced in parkour battles, this master was not afraid to attack with his own parkour combos. And unfortunately for me, his was much harder than mine. The second jump in the combo was a jump that I didn't think would be possible. It was too far, but I had to try. My life depended on this. I went to defend the attack, but I overjumped it. The attack dealt
Hold on. I don't think Jacob meant to spam. Don't worry about it. But please don't spam in my chat. I will time you out if I must.
5 hearts of damage.
Guys,
Oh,
hey! Whoa, wait, whoa, guys. Okay, hey. No fighting. No fighting. I'm putting the movie on hold. No fighting, alright? Let's all get along in here, okay? No fighting. We cool? We cool? No fighting in my chat. I'm sorry. We're cool. We're cool. Just no fighting, alright?
Oh, this is not good. This is really not good. I managed to gain back 2 hearts, but my hunger was lost. This was it. No more second chances. No more regenerating health.
Oh, good. We
I
got
had
this.
to make these jumps. The parkour master attacked with an even harder combo, this time using 2 chains and an ice
that
block.
is-
But by some miracle, I made it. Oh man, how did I just do that? This master was too good. No matter what jump I thought of, I knew he could make it. That's why I was gonna have to do something that's never been done in
360,
the history of
360,
parkour battles.
360,
And I was gonna have
360,
to do this
360,
first try.
360,
Finish it off with the
360.
3-block candle jump, and we are done. Let's
What the fu- Never let bro cook again. What the hell is this? Just 360!
go. I'm probably gonna die. Let's do this. Flower pot jump to chain, chain to backwards jump to 360 fence jump, diagonal chain jump to the candle. I did it. I just made the hardest park.
Hold on. Let me, just 1 second here. Okay, hold on. I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game. I was making fun of, I was talking shit. He killed that. He absolutely killed that. I must apologize. I must apologize. I was not familiar. That's on me. That's on me.
parkour combo in the world.
He did waste all of his blocks,
The
though.
champion tasked
Real
me
quick
with
360
making-
analysis.
Hardest diagonal chain jump to the candle. Chain to backwards jump to
Okay, the point of descent. Okay. Oh, I actually turned the volume down. I didn't mean to do that.
jump to 3.
Okay, here we go. All right. We start making rotation right here. All right, remember this? $320 at best. I gotta say that I'm a little bit ashamed. $320 at best. Nah, absolutely not. Yeah, right? We're not falling for this chicanery. No. You do it, man. I'm not the parkour master. I'm not the one pretending to be the parkour master. You saw what happened to me. Yeah, that's
fence
shameful.
jump, diagonal
Shameful.
chain jump to the
Shameful.
candle. I did it. I just made the hardest parkour combo in the world.
Evbo,
Made.
the champion tasked me with making sure you don't rank up, but I now realize that's not possible. Your parkour is beyond me. You have my respect.
You're not even gonna
Good luck
try
against
it?
the champion.
Before I could say anything, the master gave up and just jumped off. I won the third battle, which means now
Wow,
I only have to
pathetic.
battle the champion. And the champion
Open up
is the one
Minecraft to
that tried
replicate
to
these
stop me
jumps?
from
Absolutely
ranking up
not.
this
I would be on
entire
Fraud
time.
Watch. I did not expect him to just drop down like that. It's the parkour champion. What's up,
All
Roblox
of
in
this
water?
parkour just to die by the champion.
This was it. Standing in front of me was the champion.
Oh
of
no,
parkour
he has
civilization.
drip!
You put up a good fight, I'll give you that. But this ends here.
I watched as the parkour champion built his first attack, and it was a 5-block jump.
What?
You beat me in this battle, you become the parkour champion. And you could be the one that makes the rules. But this is my parkour civilization, and I never lose.
The parkour champ.
Parkour civilization.
Did he crouch in midair? How? Oh my god.
I never lose.
The parkour champion made
I don't
the
trust that.
5-block jump.
I
It's
don't
not
trust
possible.
that.
It's just not. I can't do it. This was it. This was the end. There was no second chance.
I don't trust
no
that.
backup I could
I
call
need
for,
a replay.
nothing to get me
Time
out
out,
of this.
time out.
I lost, and I won't.
Bro,
be
quit
the one to
crashing
save
out.
Parkour civilization.
Stop! What is wrong with you, dude?
I opened my eyes and I was in a place that I knew all too well. I was down at the bottom. I was in the parkour temple at the noob level of parkour civilization. I opened my inventory and I had leather boots on. After the battle with the champion, I am now a noob again. I let everyone down. I was supposed to be the one to save parkour civilization. And I couldn't do it. And now the champion gets what he wants. No one can ever rank up ever again. No one's free. People risked their lives because they trusted me to help them, and I failed. And it was all for nothing. Now I'm just at the bottom again. I don't even have sprint. I can't even do more than a 2-block jump. It's over, right? The old man gave me the last ticket to rank up. And even if I did, what's the point? The only way I could save people is by becoming
so
the
I'm not
champion.
crying, I just
and
yawned.
he's impossible to beat. Well, it's out of my hands now. There's nothing to do. I mean, maybe I just go back to parkour
kidding.
prison. At least there I could get fed some better food. Rather have fish
Stop!
than raw
Come on,
chicken.
bro!
Down at the bottom again, are we?
What?
Maybe
Whoa.
I was wrong about you.
You were wrong about me.
Who the hell is
Who are
this?
Something tells me you already know the answer.
The strange man turned around and he was wearing
I don't know the answer.
netherite boots?
Netherite boots!
Oh, I do not want to do that again. There must be a parkour god looking out for me. You're the parkour
parkour god!
You were just a myth. Is this
Ah,
all
I'm
you're
pointing!
doing?
The parkour civilization I created was never intended to divide people, but the new champion had different plans.
And you wanted me to stop the champion, and I couldn't. I'm sorry you put your trust in me. I thought I was good enough. I thought I could do it.
You
Bro,
seem
quit
like
crashing
all
out.
hope is lost.
I mean, I can't do anything. I'm back at the noob level. I can't get a ticket anymore. I can't even sprint. What good is a 1-block jump gonna do against the parkour champion?
As long as you can parkour, there is always a way.
What?
Parkour God dropped a pair of boots on the ground and jumped away. What is going on? I jumped over and grabbed the boots that the Parkour God left. These were no ordinary boots. These were diamond. Only the parkour champion wears these. And now I have them. I threw away
He
my
just
leather
got gifted
boots
a
and I
dub!
put on the champion boots. Immediately, my hunger bar returned to full and I could see above into the upper layers. Oh my god, this is crazy. What is going on? What is going on? I don't know where the parkour god got these boots from or why he would trust me with them, but it didn't matter. This was my second chance. I don't know how I'm gonna get back up to the top, but I'm gonna find a way. Everyone's life depends on this, and that's why I'm gonna be the one to save parkour civilization. Parkour civilization
Final
is in
episode.
danger. I thought people could parkour their way up to a better life, but I realized it was all just a lie. The truth is that the parkour champion controls everyone and everything. I thought I could be the one to put an end to it and save everyone, but I failed. Luckily for me, second chances come around quite often, and I still
Yeah,
have
you
one more
lucky
shot
bitch.
at saving parkour civilization.
He has the most insane
only
plot
way I
armor.
can put an end to all this is if I beat the parkour champion, and that means I have to get back up to the arena somehow. And that was gonna be harder than I thought. I had diamond boots on, meaning the barriers to the parkour temple shouldn't be here.
How much is
but
left in
they
the video?
were, and I had no
Like,
way up. That means
15 minutes.
somehow I was gonna have to get a ticket. Oh, this is not good. I can't even earn a ticket myself, meaning the only way I'm gonna get one is if some other noob has one. But even if I got lucky and a noob hasn't used their ticket already, I couldn't find anyone. I was beginning to think that there were
This is
no
gonna be
noobs
tough.
left and they were all in prison until I finally found one still standing. I asked the noob if there was any chance he had a ticket or even knew someone with a ticket so I could get into the temple. But he said that pros don't come down here anymore and do ticket challenges. It's now impossible
What happened to
for
the
parkour
society?
noobs to rank up at all. This has to be the champion's doing. If pros don't
before
come down
sword
here
or
at
an
all,
axe?
the noobs have no way of getting
Sword.
food. That means
Because
if
I don't play by the
don't get up in
rules.
time and beat the champion, everyone down here will die. There has to be a way I can get past these barriers. I mean, the parkour god wouldn't have given me champion boots for nothing, right? And that's when I remembered I had champion boots on now. These boots were meant for the person that rules parkour civilization. And that's when I thought back to what the champion said.
If you beat me in this battle, you become the parkour champion. And you could be the one that makes the rules.
If the parkour champion makes the rules, they had to be the one to place the
But he
barriers,
didn't
right?
win.
Which means if someone placed them, someone can get rid of them. It was a shot in the dark, but I thought I'd at least try. Oh, this is pointless. This is not gonna work. Wait, what? It broke. I couldn't believe it, but there it was. I was staring at a hole in the barriers. This is insane. I can break barriers now?
You can break
Thank
barriers
Parkour
now?
God, let's go. I got rid of more of the barriers until there was a space big enough to jump through. All right, let me make sure I'm not hitting my head on any of these. And now it's time to go save everyone. I did it. I was now inside the parkour temple and I was one step closer to getting back up to the top. Now that I was in the temple, it was time to start actually coming up with a plan. I was gonna have to find a way to somehow get back into the arena and fight the champion. And even if I do manage to do that, I still have to worry about beating him, which is a whole nother story. My rough draft of a plan involved grabbing blocks, and I thought I could get some here, but the chests were empty. Those chests were usually filled with blocks for the pros to do their daily tasks, but someone got rid of
I'm
all
so
of them.
locked in.
My idea of getting blocks was already off
Spider,
to a bad
don't
start, but
prey on
I
his
had a backup
downfall.
plan for where I could go to get more. I made it back up to the second layer of parkour civilization, but now was no time to celebrate. I still had such a long way to go to get up to the third layer,
Just lock
and
in,
time
bro.
was
Just
running
lock
out.
in.
I made my way over to the place where I could get all the blocks I needed. The parkour training grounds should have thousands of blocks I could use. The last time I was in here, I was training to rank up to become a master, but something was
He's
off.
come so
The
far,
course
man.
I built to practice to rank up was still here. This doesn't make sense. Have all of the pros just been practicing this course I built? But that's when my situation just got a whole lot worse. No, come on.
That
they
used to
can't
be
empty.
filled with
Why are they
materials.
empty? All of these chests should have been filled with blocks to build parkour jumps, but they were all empty. Okay, this is not good. This is really not good. Something strange was going on, and I needed to find some answers. I took a trip back to where I used to live when I was a parkour pro. If there was anyone I could trust to talk to, it would be my neighbor. And that was assuming he was still alive. I found the house where my neighbor used to live, and thankfully, parkour civilization hadn't claimed him just yet.
Okay.
No, you're alive.
Sus neighbor, wait a
and
minute.
You're the parkour champion?
Oh,
I'm
God, not
really
this
the
guy.
champion. I mean, I guess technically I am. I don't know. It's a long story. I asked my neighbor what was going on, and he said everything has changed. He said that parkour pros aren't allowed to go down to the noob level anymore, and some masters came down and took every block, and they can't even practice anymore. This was it. This was truly the end of parkour civilization. First, it was the noobs in danger, now the pros are, and soon, it might even be the masters. One by one, the parkour champion is taking away the free will of everyone. And if I don't end this now, there will be no one left to oppose.
Well, we can't have that. We
the
have to
pressure,
save
the
parkour
fate of the world is
civilization.
in my hands, and now
The
I
fate
have
of the
to
world
speed
is in
run
his
one
hands.
of the hardest parkour courses there is. Unlike getting up to the pro level, there was no easy way up to the master level. If you wanted to get back, you had to do the course. Even though I've made this course before, this was different. Time was running out, meaning I couldn't waste any taking this parkour course slow. And I can't afford to miss a single
Dude,
jump.
he's so
because if
good
I
at
do,
parkour
well,
now.
then I guess the parkour god trusted the wrong person. Luckily, I made the course, and I was now at the master level. And now I was at one part of my master plan, which, well, has not been going to plan at all. If I don't get these gold boots, okay, thank you. Finally, something goes according to my plan. I didn't know if I would still get master boots if I had champion boots on, but luckily, I got an
Why does
extra
he need
pair.
these
Now
boots
that I was
again?
on the master level, I had to blend in.
Ah,
Could
of
be
course,
waiting for
he's-
the champion, and if they saw me with champion boots on, well, that's attention that I definitely do not want right
Of course,
now.
of
At
course.
least with the gold boots on, the people working for the champion might not recognize me. Now was the next part of my plan. If I have any shot at all of getting back into the arena, I was gonna need the parkour master that saved my life. But when I went into the secret room in the parkour temple, he was nowhere to be found. Of course, I knew it was too good to be true to have two things in my plan go smoothly. Now I gotta improvise. Now I had to figure out where the parkour master lived, and I had no way of knowing which house he had. The only thing I could do is sit and wait for him to show up. But if I stayed down here, I run the risk of the masters on the champion's side finding me. I needed somewhere that would at least buy me a little more time, and the only place I thought of was to wait at the very top of the parkour staircase.
No
At
bucket
least
of
here,
water,
I
though.
won't be seen
No
that
bucket of
easily, but
water.
if I had to get down fast, I had no water bucket
Yep,
to save me.
yep.
I realized I was standing so close to the barrier between the master and the champion levels, and now I have champion boots, meaning if I put these on, will
Spiders, do you
I
think
be able
there's
to
these?
see
They say
what life
they
is
say
like at the
parkour
champion
more,
level?
or
But
there are
before
more
I could
vine
put them on,
booms.
I saw the parkour master I was looking for. Now this is the part I was not looking forward to. The only way I can follow the parkour master is by
And you
taking
lost your
fall
gold
damage.
carrots.
And I'm just hoping that the drop to his house isn't too far. And of course it's a 50 block drop. I'm never surviving that. Oh man, I have an idea and I don't like it. Yep, this is officially the worst
You
idea
got
I've
this.
ever
No, you got
had.
this. You
Okay,
got this.
No more thinking. Let's just do this. I got momentum and I jumped. I thought it was too short, but I made it. Oh, that was so crazy.
Oh, I got 1 and
know
4
the parkour
sevenths of
god
a hard.
does not like me for that one. Even though I barely survived, I found the parkour master without being caught. And now it was time to carry out my plan to save parkour civilization. I told the master everything that happened, and I showed him that I had champion boots. I told him that if I was gonna beat the champion, I would need his
How
help.
does he know it's
I
not
can't
secretly
believe
working
you
for him?
survived and you met the parkour god. We can actually save everyone. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it.
I had the master give me some blocks, and I told him to wait here for the next part of my plan. If everything goes right, I should have everything I need to get back into the arena and defeat the parkour champ.
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. You know nothing gets past these eyes.
That if I was gonna beat the champion, I would.
Oh, wait, the diamond. Nope, that's my bad. That's my bad. That's my bad. The champion boots give him. Nope, that's on me. Everyone make fun of me. The champion boots give you back full of hunger. That is just day one basic parkour civilization. That's my bad. That's my bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. We're gonna move on, all right? Point at me, laugh, say what you gotta say, do what you gotta do. I almost tried calling out the genius of this airtight script. That's my bad, all right? We're gonna move on.
And I showed him that I had champion boots. I told him that if I was gonna beat the champion, I would need his help.
I can't believe you survived.
What does the parkour god just do with himself? He's evil. The parkour god is evil. What do you mean? He's evil.
And you met the parkour god. We can actually save everyone. Just tell me what I need to do and I'll do it.
I had the master give me some blocks, and I told him to wait here for the next part of my plan. If everything goes right, I should have everything I need to get back into the arena and defeat the parkour champion. But that's assuming
the one with the
everything goes right.
netherite
And
boots.
So far,
Right. Well, I mean, he probably isn't allowed to intervene like that. I don't. That's the best answer I got for you. Hope that worked.
It hasn't worked out that way. I jumped over to the parkour
Yeah, he's an
bank.
observer.
To get
Yeah,
back
yeah,
into
yeah.
the arena, I was gonna need more difficult blocks to build parkour with, and I think I know how to get some.
Hey man, I don't mean to assume anything, but the top floor is for people with money. You can come back when you're rich though.
Upstairs must be the place where the bank keeps their harder blocks.
Sir, you're not allowed to go up there.
Sorry, man. Got a bank to rob. Okay.
Oh,
never mind.
he's just-
I was expecting to see places where
Got
I
a
could
bank
buy
to
flower
rob.
pots and candles, but instead there was just a massive box with a door.
Sir, this is a private vault for one of our most valuable customers.
Sir,
You
this
have
is a
to leave
private vault.
immediately.
You have to leave
Private
immediately.
vault? I guess that might work.
You're not getting into this vault. No amount of money
My
can make me open this
Bakugan
door.
collection
No amount
is
of
in
money?
there.
Man, this guy clearly has never heard of one of my bribes before.
Just stop. It's not even worth it. What?
What do you say you open the door now? I take it you don't see it back.
Nothing gets past these eyes.
Or
Just stop. It's not.
Should have given him a wedgie is what he should have done. All right, observe 360 analysis. All right, we begin our ascent right here. That's a fine 360. I'd go as far to say 370, pushing 380. That was clean. Very well done. Very well done. Very nice. Very nice. No complaints there. I do need a soundboard so bad. Let me write that down. Soundboard. I do need a soundboard. This is correct.
what do you say you open the door now? I take it you don't see a backwards 360 too often.
Okay, well, I have to let you in now.
Let's go. I still got it.
So
Please
true.
just don't take anything.
Yeah, I'm definitely not listening to that. I started looking around the vault for anything I could use, but most of the chests were empty until I finally stumbled upon a water bucket.
Okay, okay,
I need
okay, this
blocks,
is good.
but I guess I'll take this. I don't get it. Whoever owns this vault is supposedly rich, and the only thing I found is a water bucket. And 16 blocks, never mind. I thought this vault was a dead end until it wasn't. In the last barrel, I found 16 brewing stands. Now, my plan could actually work. It was time to go defeat the parkour champion.
Sir, I just wanted to let you know someone got into your vault.
You're the only one who has access to it, so explain to me how that happened.
I mean, I'm sorry, sir, but he bribed me with a backwards 360.
Soundboard funds for the fishy. The 10 from Pyro. Hold on. Enjoy one of the final times I have to look something up. Thank you, Pyro. Let's go, Pyro. Woo! Thank you, Pyro. Thank you, Pyro. Your funds will not be wasted. I definitely need a soundboard. And that just helped push me a little bit up on the on the chain there of priorities of tech I need. I want a new mic and I want some sort of soundboard, or however I forget what those things are called. Like the little boards where maybe they're just called soundboards. I thought there might be a fancier name for them.
I had to.
Thank you.
Backwards 360? There's no one that can do a... No, how is this possible?
Wait, chain boots. You're right. I get my braces off tomorrow after having them for 5 years. Let's go, Carrot. I had braces for 2 years and they sucked. So I feel ya.
You know, someone told me something interesting about brewing stand jumps. They're not just difficult, but they can deal any potion effect you want. That's why I wish you the best of luck in this parkour battle, because if you don't make this jump, you're getting the slowness effect. I watched as Siwat tried to defend my attack, but he failed. Alright, now...
Bro, this guy's supposed to be like one of the... This attempt was pathetic. Pathetic.
Slowness effect. I watched as Siwat tried
He made the jump. And he ran off.
to defend...
This guy sucks. Wait, were there chain boots in the... Wait, whoa. Wait, hold on. Wait, where? No. I see what you guys are saying. In the vault? Let me see. Oh my god, they're at the top left. They're right there. Wait, no, hold on. They're right there, see them? They're right there. Interesting. Very interesting. Why are there chain boots there? I need to get red circle stat. This is a conspiracy.
Because if you don't make this jump, you're getting the
maybe
slowness effect.
that is
I watched
important
as
for the
Siwa
sequel.
tried to defend my attack, but he failed. All right, now it's time for some answers. I need you to tell me how to beat the parkour champion.
You're crazy if you think I'm telling you that.
Yep, I thought you might say that. Let's see, 3 block. Oh, that's plenty. All right, one more chance to tell me, unless you want to defend another one of my attacks.
I think I can handle a 3 block.
All right, man, if you think you can make this jump with slowness, be my guest. I'm just gonna let you know now that it's not possible, so in a couple jumps, you'll lose everything.
Okay, wait, don't. I'll tell you. Please, I like my life here.
Dude, this guy's such a bitch.
Please, no, I like my life here. No, please don't take my parkour civilization away from me, please. No, I'll do anything you want.
Come on, bro. What are we doing, man? This guy's a loser. This... Wah. Everyone point and laugh at this pathetic man.
Here.
Well, that was easy.
That was easy.
I can't believe I'm telling you this. The champion uses barrier blocks to parkour.
I knew it! I told you from the start! I told you! I know ball! I told you he was using barrier blocks. The second he did his jump, I analyzed that shit. Frame 1. I told you. I knew it. No one can spot a cheater like a cheater. Never cheat a cheater. We know this. Never cheat a cheater.
He built his parkour jumps with barriers. That means I
knew it.
The 5-block jump was impossible. He just used a barrier. Okay, wait. So if he uses barriers for his attacks, how do I defend against that?
Dude, if the parkour champion finds out about this, I'm gonna lose everything.
I don't care. Just tell me.
If the parkour champion finds out about this, I'm gonna lose everything.
You used to be something, man. What happened to you? This fall off is so sad. It's
Fine.
so sad.
There's a secret rule in parkour battles that says if you build a harder jump than an opponent's attack,
I'm
your
joining
opponent will
y'all.
have to do that
I'm pointing and
jump instead.
laughing.
That's how I beat him.
Hold on, I need to hear that rule again.
Fine. There's a secret rule in parkour battles that says if you build a harder jump than an opponent's attack, your opponent will have to do that jump instead.
That's how I beat him. I can just attack with a harder jump. Even if he does use barriers for his attacks, I just
that's
have
an
to build
interesting
better
rule.
ones. Oh man, this is crazy. All right, let's do this. You need to send me back to the arena like you did before. And this time, I'm only fighting the champion.
Okay, so if you let me attack you, what's stopping me from just getting rid of you once and for all?
Yeah, I thought you might say that. That's why I got one.
If you let me attack you, what's stopping me from getting rid of you once and for all? Here comes my attack.
P you, dude. You stink, bro.
One of the best parkour masters I know to watch you at all times. And if he finds out I don't make it into the arena, let's just say you won't see the attack coming before it hits you.
Oh man, how do you even do these jumps? Oh, I really hope Ebbo's plan works. There's no way I can make one of these.
Just as I thought, Siwa had no choice but to listen to me. Now, all that I was hoping for is that I would wake up in the arena. I knew Siwa couldn't be trusted, but I had no choice. This was the only way I could get back into the arena, and luckily, it worked. Now, I could battle the parkour champion, and this time, it was gonna be different. I got all of the blocks I needed, and I made my way into the arena. Now,
here we
it
go.
was time to see if Siwa was gonna uphold his end of the deal, but he did. Standing in front of me was the champion of parkour civilization. All right, let's
Here
go
we
save
go.
everyone.
I should have known the old man would give his boots to you.
What? The old man?
Doesn't matter. You can try as many times as you want.
The old man? The old man from the beginning? Is the parkour god? The old man? The old man? Old man. The old... Yes, is that facial hair? Is that white facial hair? Holy shit.
Man would give his boots to you.
What? The old man?
Doesn't matter. You can try as many times as you want, but your fate remains
It's all coming
the
together.
same.
The parkour god didn't just give me random champion boots, he gave me the old man's. He was the old parkour champion. Okay, this is a lot to think about right now. I just gotta worry about defending this attack. Well, Siwa got me this far, but
You got
now
this,
it's
bro.
time to see if he was really telling the truth. The champion's attack was technically only a 4-block jump with a barrier, so the parkour combo I was about to do should be harder. I countered with a 3-block 360 to a 3-block fence.
You know the rules around here.
I was about to do should be harder. I countered.
This is the ascent. Analyze. Oops.
With-
I messed up. All right, here we go. All right, here you go. This is where the 360 begins. Actually, wait, let me, okay, that's where it begins. A little bit off to the right. That's disgusting. That's like a 330. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's bad. That's not even close. Is that the descent? Ooh, wait. That wasn't the landing. New information is, I may put out a false ruling. Upon further review, that's a 360 right there. Very nice. I have to bust it out again. I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game. That's on me. That one's on me. That's on me. That's my bad.
3-block 360 to a 3-block fence jump.
What?
The parkour champion looked confused and suddenly
Did y'all hear that nerd? What?
360 to a 3-block fence jump.
What?
Zoink scoop. Muriel.
Parkour champion looked confused and suddenly
What happened
his
to you,
attack
bro? You used to be
disappeared.
so cool.
It worked. It actually worked. The secret rule Siwa told me about was real. And now the champion has no choice but to defend my attack. Except just when I thought I had the upper hand in the
It's
battle,
always
the
360s
champion
with this
pulled
thing.
out barrier blocks. Instead of building my jump, the champion built some invisible
Oh, that's
parkour
cheating!
combo. The barriers were invisible, and I had no way of knowing what.
Boo! Boo! That's cheating. Boo!
sort of parkour combo he built. But whatever it was better than my attack, and my attack was now erased. That only left me with one choice, and I would have to build something even harder.
You'd have to build it,
I didn't even know what the champion built, so I couldn't hold back on this next attack. I knew I had to risk it all. I pulled out a 180 vertical flower pot jump into a backwards 360 candle jump. And I
No. Oh, hell no.
know what the champion built, so I couldn't hold back on this next attack. I knew I had to risk it all. I pulled out
180. All right, the 180 is fine. Even that might even be a 200. But it's the 360 we really care about. All right, aligned a little to the left there. Oh, he like... Oh, no, okay, no, he returns to neutral here. All right, this is where the 360 begins. Nope, not that time. No mistakes this time. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. That's a 320. That might even be a 320. Oh, that's so disappointing. He's about to save parkour civilization with a 320. That is a crying shame.
jump into a backwards 360 candle
Oh, look
jump.
at that. You see how he like look at that. Look at that. He thinks he's fooling anybody. Look, he lands like let me get the exact moment.
60 to risk it all. I pulled
Look
out
at
a
this.
180 vertical flower pot jump
He lands like this, and he's like, oh, sorry,
into a
and readjusts like we didn't notice. That's so disappointing. Never meet your heroes.
backwards 360 candle jump. And I made it. The parkour champion's attack was erased, and he had no choice but to either
That's so
try my attack
disappointing.
or build a harder one. But the parkour champion wasn't phased, and he countered my attack with the hardest known jumps in parkour civilization. These were Neo jumps, and he did 2 in a row. Jumps where you have to jump around a block in midair. I knew I couldn't do these jumps, and this was not
The
the
game's
time to
been
try
changed.
them. But the parkour champion set the bar high, meaning if my next attack isn't harder than his, I lose everything. But if I don't make this jump I'm about to build, my entire journey is over. But that means the same goes for the parkour champion. Any one of these attacks will do more than 10 hearts. That means I have to make this. The parkour god trusted me with these boots to save everyone. And for the first
Okay.
time in my life, I actually felt like I was worthy of them. That I was worthy of being the parkour champion.
Okay.
What? This shouldn't be happening.
I thought I had bested the parkour
shouldn't be
champion, but I was
happening.
wrong.
This ends now.
The parkour champion built an attack
Hold!
that was directly over the void.
Either you go down or we both go down.
This was the end. The parkour champion knew he lost the battle, so he built a jump that would take us both down. And there's nothing I can do to defend myself. I knew deep down that this was most likely my last jump in parkour civilization. But this time, I wasn't gonna give up. Parkour god, if you're watching me, please just give me the strength for one last jump. I didn't expect my feet to hit the ground again, but they did. And when I turned around, the parkour champion had fallen.
Later, bozo!
Actually won. It's over, right? I'm the new parkour champion. I'm supposed to be the one who can make the rules and save everyone. So how do I do that? But as I was standing there, something started to happen. My items in my inventory were gone, and I got teleported to the parkour temple. When I walked outside, I looked around, and I realized there was nothing above me. And that's when I remember something the parkour master said to me. He told me that the champion is the only one who knows the way up. I turned around and looked at the parkour temple, and where there was nothing before, there was now a way up to get to the top of parkour civilization. That means my journey wasn't done yet. I still had to make it to the top. Luckily, I'm now considered the best in parkour civilization, so if there's anyone who
shit.
can make the
And he
jumps,
did that
it
so
was me.
easily.
Only one more set of jumps stood between me and the top. I had always dreamed of this day, when I'd look up and I'd see nothing above me. But I never would have imagined what I'd have to go through to get here. Every jump I made and every jump I failed all led me to this point,
Oh my God.
to make it to the top of parkour civilization. And now I was here, and there was nothing just pure emptiness and only the sky. I didn't have any idea of what to do until I saw a structure in the distance. I walked over and I saw blocks I've never seen before in Parkour Civilization. They were command blocks, and they were placed in front of a throne. I stepped up onto the throne and I got my pair of champion boots. But this time, they weren't someone else's. They were mine. It only makes sense that doing parkour on command blocks gives me the power to make the rules
That's
of
so
Parkour
raw.
Civilization. But before I start completely changing the entire rules of society, I needed to do something first. Well, I think it's time I give these back. I have a feeling you'll probably be needing them.
F-Bo, you did it. You saved us.
It all came full
No,
circle.
I didn't do anything. It was only possible because of you. And that's why I think you should be the champion. I don't know what to do with Parkour Civilization, but you were the champion. You know how to fix things. I just don't think I'm ready to be the— Whoa, what are you doing?
F-Bo, you think all of this was for me to become the champion again? I'm old, and you know Parkour Civilization better than I ever could.
Well, alright, I'm gonna need your help. With every 4-block jump on the command blocks, I can
Oh.
change the rules of Parkour
okay.
Civilization. And with the help of the old champion, I'm not just gonna make things go back to the way they were. I'm gonna make things better than they ever were. Parkour was never about making or failing a jump. It was about getting up and trying again. The parkour god told me as long as you can parkour, there is always a way. And in my Parkour Civilization, people will always have a chance to try again.
There it is. Wow. I now know. I'm now all caught up. I know the lore. I didn't know there was a second one. Dang. But I did it. Parkour Civilization. Wow, I've actually seen it. I'm not watching full movie too. This video, you probably don't need me to tell you, but it's by FPO. So, you know, if you want to check out the original video, it's there. That was some cinema. I'm finally caught up to date. Wow. The chain boots are for the parkour fighters. I didn't know there was a whole second movie. I heard it's not as good. Didn't quite hit the same. You know what I'm going to do? As my final act of this stream, and in the spirit of Parkour Civilization, I'm going to cheat.
I used to
I'm going to
dream-
the end.
Parkour.
I'm sorry, did you just say become parkour? That doesn't make
Become
any sense.
parkour?!
I'm a godly figure that rarely shows up. I'm not supposed to make any sense.
And just like that, the parkour god vanished into thin air. I'm gonna inherit the parkour god's power? What does this even mean? Okay, I guess now's not the time to think about it too much. All that matters now is that I can finish this race and save the world. From the beginning, I've always had to jump to survive. And well, I'm still jumping.
Alright, if you want to see the full thing, you're going to have to check out the video. It's on FPO's channel.